are live. And good evening, all you town criers and bloodthirsty vampires. And welcome to Chromatic Chimera, where the story is made up and the XP never matters. I am he known as Puddins, and welcome to episode 4 of Bloody Portrait. Bloody Portrait uses the Zweihander RPG system, so it's grim and perilous, and we get sassy and thirsty sometimes. It's a good time. I'm the Game Doge. I will be guiding our fellow friends here through the adventure, being all the non-player characters and all that good stuff, and you will notice we are down in Anna tonight. So Giovanna will be probably spending more time in her books and trying to learn more things about her new, shall we say, employer. That's a great way to word that. But joining me tonight, let's go around and, introduce yourself, who you play, and then everyone's kind of taken on a new profession. So, mention your original profession and your new one now that we've entered the intermediate class level stuff. So, we will start with Kate.
Hi, I'm Kate. I play Marcella, and I was a prostitute, and I have taken on courtier instead.
Very nice. Chris.
You have to unmute yourself.
You are muted, my dear friend.
I am Chris, or Bright Dystopia, and I was a diabolist, and I am now a necromancer.
Ooh, nice. Well, Noir, tell us who you're playing and what's become of him.
I am playing Davos Lemore, and he was once a sellsword, but now he's become an executioner.
Very nice. Love it. Metal as hell. Mike, who are you, and what has become of Enzo recently?
Enzo was a buccaneer, traveled the seas, and you know what? He's taken to the mountains, the hills. He is now a dragoon.
Very nice. And Liz. Letta. Tell us what's Letta gotten up to recently.
So I'm Liz, and I'm playing Letta. She was a monk, did her book learning, and has now taken to the streets and is a pit fighter.
Nice. And that is the cast that we will be seeing tonight. And, well, previously on Bloody Portrait, Rosella and Enzo attended to estate matters, as well as maybe some grieving for the late Lady de Toro. And as they did this, the rest of our wonderful cast of characters got up to a little bit of trouble. Letta visited the Priory of the Shining Beacon in the morning, and on her way back stopped off at Madame Curio's to procure the apothecary's healing services. The events of the previous night were discussed. Giovanna read books, learned new spells, and bound her soul in service to the demon Morax. Davos made his way to the Grasso Gatto Tavern, where he became embroiled in a pit fight against a knight hospitaller. Killing this knight, and in his defeat, Davos walked away with another victory under his belt, and perhaps a new reputation. Madame Curio read some fortunes, telling that Letta would perhaps come into conflict with a group of swords at a party, and Rosella will find wealth in this journey and may survive the events of this story by working closely with Davos. Don't be mad, that's what the cards said. I don't get to choose what the cards say. So Madame Curio then did provide the medical services with her very lips are sealed service and parted ways with the group. Taking rest for the evening, Ludovico was introduced to his familiar spirit, Belial. And that's where we left off. We're gonna jump into the next day here from the previous episode, kind of get things moving along here. So, after the eventful day you all had, you find the rest to be the most relaxing, and you finally get a decent night's sleep. With the healing stuff, move up those condition trackers, move up your peril condition trackers. Just because you're feeling a lot better now after finally a restful night. You wake up the next day to gray clouds covering most of the sky, leaves rustling in the breeze, and the smell of approaching rain fills the air. Your bed may seem to call to you to stay in and enjoy the splendors of the De Toro estate, but there is work to be done, and that's where I will turn it over to the rest of you.
Um, Letta is up first thing in the morning, probably just before the dawn, maybe like an hour before the dawn. And she is going to do her exercises um, with her halberd. And I would imagine that it would be like a modified version of like Tai Chi, kind of warrior poses, um, in whatever the common yard would be in the cool morning air.
How much time did you say has passed since the last one?
Oh, it's just the next day now.
Okay. Davos would be up early, making breakfast for his guests.
Rosella wakes up fairly early. She goes down, grabs breakfast, and grabs a glass of wine, then sees Davos with his guests and grabs another.
Ludovico, I think, would want to go around the house looking at any other portraits that might be hanging and pulling them off the walls to see if he can find other hidden compartments in this castle or hidden cubby holes.
All right. We'll say your search will be in vain, unfortunately, though you do see many a nice portraits in this, and many grand paintings as you're going through and looking for yet another secret lost nook or cranny. And so far, the only ones you can recognize are the one that leads to the secret temple of idols down below and the tomb of Sophia and Nettle.
Cool.
Enzo would have been up early as well, patrolling the estates, rallying any of the guards still that's hired by the family, I would assume. Just getting a feel for it. So just taking up the head of security type position. So
yeah, and you're kind of falling into the role. You notice a lot of the guards are starting to take like orders and follow your actions, and they're following kind of the example you're setting for them. And when you're telling them like, hey, like go over there, make sure that's all good over there, they're listening to you and they're respecting your authority, especially as an inheritor of the De Toro estate, as well as a fighting person. They recognize someone who has seen their fair share of battles and understand that you helped make sure like not all the guards were absolutely destroyed a few nights ago. So everyone's kind of doing their thing. Davos, your guests, they enjoy a nice breakfast, and then they give the classic, oh, it's been fun, but we've got things to do today. Classic like, shag and run, right?
Yeah, nothing bold. I got you. I give them a disgustingly affectionate goodbye, PDA style, and then send them on their way.
And whoever wants to be there for that, you can be present for that, because that sounds like a good time. So whenever everyone would like to gather together at any point during all of this, or if you have some fun activity that you're like reading any weird books or anything, like let me know.
no, I think Enzo would like to meet up with everybody and see what has happened and transpired in one day.
I will. Does Lenore have any like collections of genealogies and like who's connected to who and who's married to who, like in the current social system?
Oh yeah, Lady De Toro's totally got that like directory and the white pages of who's who in Florence and the ancestry.com records, right? Like
family search.
Yep.
Love it.
All these tomes, and it's like a tome for each family on these walls. You go into this, the splendid library, the large windows that let in all this wonderful sunlight, and You notice there's a tree in the yard that wasn't there before. It's like this wonderful fruit tree just kind of in the yard. And there's all this like purple fruit growing out of it that's on the ground. It's like these like apples or whatever. Oh, that's funny. That's new. But like you can find the books you're looking for.
The tree intrigues me, but not enough to pull me away from my current goal. So I'm going to pick through kind of like the highest echelon of society. I mean, I know who they are, but I want to see what their connections are, see if I have any knowledge of those connections, and see whom I might be able to rub elbows with.
Sure thing. Hold on, let me open up this document of notes. So you open up the book, you kind of start looking through the books. You know the classics, the upper echelons. You know, you got the Medici, you got the Pazzi. You got a lot of people involved with the church. It's Italy and the Renaissance. Everyone's got ties with the church. You got kings of Sicily, you know, Normans basically ruling Sicily. You get a whole bunch of books about all these different Holy Roman nobles and princes, dukes, and whatever have you. Like, you can find whatever upper echelon of European society you're looking for, you're going to find it here. And specifically in Florence, it's definitely the Medici, the Pazzi. There's a mention of a Bertucci family. They're not nearly as well known as the other two. And you do notice, like, yeah, okay, there's like some other books about some other families, but they're not as important as, like, you know, Patsy and Medici. Those are like those are the two big ones you definitely want to go for.
For sure. Then does it list where Bianca de Medici lives?
Oh, yeah, it does. So Bianca is currently residing within the Medici's sort of their estate, their manor, or whatever it is.
To the Pazzi.
She is, but they kind of hang out there a lot.
Oh, okay.
So, like, there's a little distrust going on between, you know, there's a lot of beef between the families. So it would be it's like, even in the book, it's like it would be in character for Lorenzo to keep, you know, Bianca and her husband close. Like, and you notice as you're going through these books, like Lenore in, like, you know, this like within like this like scratchy ink has got like all these different notes about everyone and all these little things, and like that's where you're like, wait, why is Bianca not staying with the, you know, the Patsies? And then there's a note written like, this is so, like, Lorenzo would do this shit, right? Like, that this makes sense. And then, like, even you notice Lenore even writes in like potential future conflict, maybe armed, you know, maybe warlike, feud-like in nature. You know, there will be blood, essentially.
We're going full Romeo and Juliet with this shit. Okay, cool. I make a note to see if I will send a runner to the Medici compound.
Yeah.
And I will ask for an audience with Bianca.
Perfect. You'd probably they'd probably go to the bank for that, because that's where Lorenzo can be found throughout the day. Actually, most of them can probably be found there attending to the bank matters. Honestly, if you wanted to find Bianca, you could probably even find, like, they all are written as in like works in bank. You could probably even just, you know, kind of ambush her there, maybe, you know, if you wanted to like catch her off guard or something.
Sure. While we're finishing up the last of Lenore's business at the bank, I will meet with the Medici there.
Yeah. Perfect. So yeah, you've got all these awesome books and tomes with notes on everybody and who's who, and these are definitely a treasure trove of espionage information. In the wrong hands, these could be dangerous. Just gonna let you know.
I make careful mental notes about everything.
Understood. Okay, so Enzo, during the morning, everyone's kind of doing their thing, and Enzo starts kind of rounding everyone up, and everyone ends up in the library as Rosella's finishing up her genealogy and hereditary research.
Is today the day we go and check out the bank, sort of sort out our finances with family, see where we stand?
I do believe so.
Okay. As good a day as any, I would suppose.
Yeah, okay. Sounds good.
I'll go check on Giovanna before we leave to let her know where we're going and that I will act on her behalf.
And Giovanna's like, yep. And her face is like, in a book, right? She's just like, yeah, have fun, everyone. Very enamored with a lot of the new books that you've come across and a lot of these other books about creatures of the night and stuff.
Of course. Okay. Letta, are you ready?
Anytime.
Okay, let's go ahead and head out.
Davos, will you be accompanying the brave band?
Davos was just about to pipe in. Was no one going to ask if I was ready?
I figured you'd tag along anyway.
Right.
Like the dog you are.
All right. So unless anyone has anything else they want to do, we can begin heading to the bank.
On the way there,
coming.
I would very much like to speak with Davos. Davos, I've noticed you've benefited greatly from the advice of my little book here.
You're muted. You're muted. Oh, I'm muted too. Noir, you are muted. And I was muted trying to tell you you're muted.
He goes, of course, without your counsel, I would not have been able to find my Rosella.
You know, there is a way...
Your what?
My Rosella.
Oh, dear.
I apologize for interrupting your conversation with Rico. Davos, what?
Rosella.
What is...
Oh, not you. Not you. I mean, one day, perhaps. If you're lucky. But if this... And he pulls out this fucking beautiful sword.
Ay, Dios mío.
I named it after the last thing to wound me, and that was you.
Oh, well, seems appropriate then.
It doesn't hurt that it is also as beautiful as you as well.
Oh, that's very kind. You should better hope that that thing doesn't injure you the way I did.
Oh, well. Your words wound me more than your stabbing.
Ah, good. Then we're back on even footing. Now let's go.
As I was saying...
Rosella does not have a mouth.
Ludovico stands like maybe 2 feet, 3 feet away from where he was.
Yeah, Enzo sort of
further from Noir in
walking.
case
Yeah.
in case something comes hurtling through the air at him.
Space just is formed around Davos.
Rocks fall. Davos dies.
You know, Davos, there is a way to repay without having to do much of anything at all.
I figured that would just end the life of your choosing at some point. It is usually the best way to fulfill favors.
It's a kind offering, but it is not the life of an enemy that I wish to acquire at this time. I merely wish you to sign your name in the book, as it has helped you, as it has helped me.
I don't see why not, but tell me this much, Ludovico. What is the cost of my signature in this book, yeah? Am I selling my soul, if such a thing were possible? What is the truth of what you're trying to get me to do here?
The cost is the decisions of where you go in the next life, not this one. This one is yours to do as you wish, and by signing your name in the book, maybe you get a few foot lifts in the direction you would like to go.
Then for this, my friend, I would ask that you ask me to do anything other. You see, I must make my way to heaven. It is the only way that I can get close enough to kill God.
What?
I must tell you, friend, I've seen the other side, and God is a fallacy. He is but a construct that we have invented to comfort ourselves of the things in the night that come for us, that you have seen with your own eye. There are others out there more willing to care for you in the next life. And what would you want to go to heaven for? I can still smell the blood of the people you've sent there yourself.
Because that is where Christians go.
You would like to spend eternity in their company?
Well, I could think of no better heaven than a place filled with Christians to send to hell.
These are the immortal souls of Christians. The immortal souls are souls that can never die. You will have placed yourself in a place that you can vanquish no enemies, Davos.
That does sound hellish.
What is the greater hell? Going amongst your comrades where you can exchange stories of your glory, or to spend your days in peace amongst those you've sent there yourself?
I will do this thing that you ask, but until I find myself in wherever it is that I will go in the end, I just ask that you help me kill many more Christians.
As many as you please, Davos. Yes. I will untuck the book and just open it and hand it to him. I do have a quill on me as well that I will hand him. Or actually, I'll take out one of the silver darts that I had.
Yeah.
And I'll take his hand while I'm handing him the book. I'll take his finger and just stab it really quickly.
Yeah.
When he sees you go to do that, he goes, no. And he takes out Rosella.
Oh my god.
Found to be wounded, it must be by a beautiful weapon.
Fair enough. And he tucks the dart back in.
And he signs his name in blood.
And Ludovico, you're gonna take a chaos rank for that. Just an instant chaos rank. And you just, Davos, as you get done signing your name, you just kind of hear Christian blood in the back of your head as you're finishing signing. And when Ludovico closes the book, there's like eyes in the golden bull skull. They like blink all goopily, and then they kind of like suck into the book slowly as like Ludovico tucks the book into his bag.
Well, I believe my debt is paid. Let us
That
go.
it is.
I fear that if we let them walk too much further, Rosella will start to miss me.
Then let us not keep her waiting.
So does anyone else have anything you want to do as you're walking through these like crowded streets of Florence, passing by all kinds of little merchant stalls and whatnot?
I want to make sure that we're not being followed.
Yeah, give me an awareness roll.
Enzo would like to do so as well.
Just awareness, right?
Yeah.
Any situational modifiers?
We'll say it's challenging because it's It's like you're looking through a crowded like city section, and there's like all kinds of like alleys and rooftops and all these other things you kind of need to watch out for. So.
Oh shit. Okay. I should not have asked. Oh, I still made it though. I'll take that.
25 out of 28. So Letta, as like everyone's kind of, getting up to shenanigans, talking amongst themselves, you're just kind of quietly observing around you, checking to see if like the group's being followed, and you don't notice anything out of the ordinary. No one looks like they're good, like just like zeroing in on you or anything. It seems like you're in the clear.
Do people seem nervous? Do people seem like a person of very high status was just murdered by an assassin? Do people seem concerned by that at all?
The areas you're walking through, yeah, you'll notice like a lot of the night. You will notice as you're walking through the crowds, a lot of it's like mostly the peasant type folk, lowborn, burger social class, if we want to use the mechanical social classes from Zweihander. You'll notice like if there are anyone in like the aristocrat social class walking around, they've got they've got an entourage of sorts, armed usually or tough looking. Yeah. So yeah, there's a little bit of tension going around. High notoriety, like you're saying, a very noticed presence, and Noble is dead because of an assassin. So yeah, there's a bit of a tension. And as we found out last episode, De Toro wasn't the only place to get visitors that night.
Oh yeah, I would have told everyone that at breakfast, by the way.
Yeah, Enzo definitely doesn't know that.
Sweet.
I definitely would have told everyone at breakfast about visitors at least 2 other places. Probably would have been relatively vague on Madame Curio.
Okay.
But
would you be honest about the Priory?
Not my connection to them, but that I was using their places and apartments. So I just would have kept it minimal. That I had an apartment through connections with the church at the Priory. Pretend to be an upstanding individual so far, even though it's unnecessary in this group. But yeah.
Standing member of society? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Us?
Yeah. So if no one has anything else that they want to do, we can get to the bank. So yeah, Letta has shared with you at some point during the day that about these places getting other visitors. So there's a bit of tension in the air today. Phil Collins can feel it coming.
Hello.
So you walk through these streets. The city's still decently alive with some hustle and bustle. It's still Florence, Italy during the height of the Renaissance. So, there's all this wonderful still life going on. You pass street-side market stands, people peddling all variety of wares. You walk through crowds of people either heading to the mighty Duomo Cathedral or to the Signoria building. And then you make your way to the Medici Bank. This large building sits around a magnificent brick plaza. Statues guard the outer parts of the bank as a large tower looms over this plaza, as if watching the crowds of people moving through it. The brown brick building speaks well to the Medici, and its imposing appearance is a reminder of how powerful they are within this city, and just how much of the politics in this city and the money of Europe they have a grasp on. So you approach the front doors and you're greeted with this luxurious sight in the receiving room of the bank. You got potted plants lying near windows. Fine artwork adorns the walls here. And, bankers work at the desks, assisting other finely dressed individuals. You'll notice everyone who's coming into this place is dressed pretty well. If you're Davos, unfortunately, like Davos maybe, Ludovico, Letta certainly, you're not really the standard customer in here.
I take up a bodyguard stance behind Rosella just to kind of blend in and be forgotten.
I'm middle class.
Oh, so you're a burger? Yeah, you might see a few burgers in here. A lot of like independent, like small. Well, I guess for the time they'd be like kind of small business owners.
Right. I got my fancy clothes on for today, so
yeah, you're good.
Davos is eating it up. He's just kind of leaning on his sword, very well aware that he doesn't belong here, and just kind of loving the fact that he's here.
And like the main thing you kind of hear is like the lull, like the lull drone of talking between people, scratching of ink on paper, and a lot of coins clattering around. A lot of money exchanging hands here. Ka-clink, ka-clink, ka-clink. So you are here in the bank, and there's just this awesome, cool-looking bank. It's luxurious. Most of you, except maybe Rosella, have really never stepped foot into a place like this before now.
Surprising they keep all their money in one place.
I mean, technically they don't. This is just one of many locations.
Oh, smart. Do we know who to speak to about this matter?
I'd imagine one of the tellers or the person that is supposed to be executing Lenore's will.
And that would be...
We should go find out.
Exactly how long do you think that it will take before we get our money?
Sometime.
And as you're kind of standing there, this beautiful man, like Jake Gyllenhaal-esque, and that's like highest compliment coming from me. it just kind of approaches you. He's all sorts of handsome, tall, brown, and just daddy. He is total thirst trap, basically. This and Rosella, you instantly recognize this man because you've seen him hang out at the De Toro Manor, posing for goddamn paintings. This is Giuliano de' Medici, aka the fuck-off son of the family, who did not inherit the family business and kind of gets to do whatever the fuck he wants.
He's the golden boy.
The golden boy, yes. I prefer fuck-off son because it's just perfectly describes what he is.
The
and he
heir and
just
spare.
he's like, "Oh, my darling, Rosella, is it?" And he gives like this deep, dignified bow. It's very theatric. It's like Davos-esque, like how hammy and theatric he's being.
He's Medici. I buy into it. Giuliano de' Medici, are you not?
Oh, indeed, I am. Welcome to. I was wondering when it would be. Finally, you would come and grace our bank with your beautiful presence.
Oh, you are too sweet.
And he does the classic hand kiss and everything.
And I'll curtsy in return. Unfortunately, myself and my family members are here on less than joyful business.
Oh, I heard, and may God rest Lady De Toro's soul. What a patron for the arts, and imagine she did so much for this city, and I really hope, like, you and your family who inherit it, I really hope you bring the best out and really bring the best out in the estate.
I'm sure we will. I will hopefully be able to maintain charge of the estate and keep it at least aesthetically appropriate for Florence.
Well, with a woman of your taste and style, I don't think there will be an issue for that.
Oh, you're too kind. Thank you. Here, let me introduce you to the family, and I will introduce everybody very quickly.
And every time he's just Giuliano de' Medici. And he always does like the dignified bow, even though you're trying to be quick. It's like almost like, oh, is this guy gonna hug me? No? Okay. And after you kind of get done with introductions, he's kind of like, oh, come here. And he kind of pulls you over to a desk, grabs a bunch of chairs for everyone, and kind of pulls them up to the desk. And he kind of begins like getting paperwork ready.
I realize you're not inheriting the estate. Normally you're busy posing for Botticelli. What brings you to the bank today?
Oh, Lorenzo wasn't feeling well today, and he asked me to step in and handle matters.
Oh, is he feeling all right?
Oh, he'll be fine. Just, making sure it's not the plague. And he kind of like gives like a laugh.
Surely not.
No, God's grace.
Curse the Medici that way.
Oh, and God needs our family to make sure Florence stays in its glory right now.
Florence would fall if the Medici fell.
And the beautiful ass kissing just kind of continues as the two of you are like swapping paperwork and stuff. Well, I really I hate to do this to you, but I'm not going to be able to complete the whole transfer. Actually, Lorenzo does need to sign off on this just because it's such a large sum of money.
Of course.
So I'm not going to be able to complete this transaction today, but I will be sure to bring by a banknote. I'll have a courier send one, or I might drop it off personally. I mean, and he kind of gives Rosella like a little wink. I do need to see if you're keeping up the place.
Oh, of course. Please come by. I'd love to host you.
Oh, and let's see. Yes, and he kind of signs a few things, hands them to everyone. And that should set you all up until, I come and drop off the official stamp and seal of approval that you are the true inheritors of her estate.
You're very kind, Giuliano. Thank you.
And
if you would ever like to come by on more personal business, please feel free.
I just might take you up on that offer. I'm sure, even though you have this wonderful family, I'm sure that manor can feel dangerously lonely.
It certainly does. Sometimes I feel more lonely with some of these people around me.
Well, he's just kind of like looks at the others. Well, I am so sorry to make you feel not so included. It's just Rosella's very
We're acquainted through his sister Bianca.
Oh, yes. She was asking about you the other day.
Oh, how is she? Is she well?
She is doing wonderfully.
That's how they're acquainted.
Listen.
Enzo will be just take a step back and just observe.
Luckily, Giuliano's the one with the sense of humor. Said that to Lorenzo, this may have been a different story. He just kind of laughs off what Davos says. Oh, is everyone so as funny as him? And he kind of gestures towards Davos. He kind of looks for a second. I think I saw you last night.
Well, if you recall seeing an entertaining show, then it was me.
Yeah, that was quite the brutal affair. I don't know what it was. It seemed personal, but it did make a hell of a show and would have made a hell of a painting.
I aim to please. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. I intend to go there and collect many more prizes.
Oh, yeah, so maybe try your hand at gambling instead. Less bloody and less, danger of death. That's what I prefer. I prefer my gambling and the girls, of course, but,
I find that that's when it's a matter of life and death. It's not really quite gambling, so I enjoy it more.
Every artist has their brush. Davos has a very big brush, from what I hear.
Oh. Well,
Let the man paint as he pleases.
That is personally up for debate, but Ludovico, you are allowed your opinion.
It's on his back. I don't know what you're talking about.
Listen, I hate that thing. It needs
I've offered more than a few times to show her the paintbrush, but I think that she's afraid of it.
Afraid of it? No. I will
could we
take
please?
the other
We are
Rosella
in
from behind your back and I will stab you with it.
And poor Giuliano's just like, can we not? We are in a place of proper business.
Of course. Davos has a very rare sense of humor, and it takes me by surprise on occasion. My apologies.
It's okay. I understand not everyone's as well aware of the etiquette that we practice here in places like the Medici Bank.
Of course. I'll be sure to be coming on my own from now on.
Well, is there anything else I can do for you? I could show you around the bank. I mean, I've got nothing else to do. And there's like a whole line forming at the front. He's kind of got the legs up on the desk. He's leaning back.
You know what, Giuliano? That sounds lovely. I think I'll take you up on it. I'll look at the family. You're welcome to come, I say exceedingly reluctantly.
Yeah, Enzo sort of nods his head and yes, I will attend.
Perhaps another time. We do have many pressing matters to attend today.
Oh, I would hate to keep you. I understand there must be a lot going on with the new estate and everything. And of course, catching the murderer.
Yes, it has been exceedingly devastating having an assassin come into our home and killing poor Lenore. I feel terrible.
Yeah, well, if someone could get Lenore done in, they have a lot of coin to do so.
I know. It almost makes me think that it's one of the higher... I might have some conversation, more business with your family.
Oh, shall we go up into the tower then?
Sure.
Because Giuliano might be the fuck off son, but he gets it. He gets this family bullshit. Like, he's been living it his whole life. You know this from the book.
Oh yeah.
And he's definitely like, if Lorenzo isn't a thorn in Jacobo's side, Giuliano sure is.
Listen, historically, Giuliano's fucking amazing. I love Giuliano so goddamn much.
Would you the rest of the family like to come? I understand you have brought protection, and he gestures towards Letta.
Letta, would you like to come? I believe you and Davos were the ones to find what I'm going to be discussing. And I'm like indicate. You know what? Yeah, sure. I have the dagger in a little pocket on my dress, and I'll just kind of flash the hilt a little bit.
If you didn't have it in a pocket on your dress, I would have hid it in my boot.
Oh, yeah, that too. I mean, whichever.
If this is a family affair, I will gladly join you.
Okay.
I would love to talk about it. It was quite, yes, lead on.
Ludovico, I know you're busy, but would you like to come and discuss this as well?
These are the matters I was referring to, young miss. I was merely trying to avoid a tour through a bank.
We will go
But-
straight to the tower, I'm sure.
A man who likes to be direct and get to the point. My father would really respect you, Signor Ludovico. Actually,
No doubt that he would. Me and Rosella here share similar mannerisms in that neither one of us like to beat around the bush.
oh, the bush isn't the only thing I beat around. And he looks over towards Rosella and gives a wink.
I blush prettily. Inside, I'm cringing, but I blush prettily because I'm supposed to.
Damn it, higher society. Why you so gross? All right, well, anyway, and he kind of like begins leading you up, and he kind of like has the guards stand aside and let you into the back of the bank. And you're kind of in like a section of the bank that it wouldn't be surprising. No one's like, oh my god, they went to the back. It's just kind of like everyone's like, yeah, business as usual. But Giuliano's taking a pretty girl to the back of the bank. What else is new? So he begins, you kind of climb these stairs to this like little office that's in this tower of the bank. And it's still nicely furnished and everything. It's definitely got more of a casual vibe, more of like a study, a little quiet area to do paperwork for the bank. There's a few like, like scrolls of records and, books of records. And he kind of has everyone sit down around this round table, pours everyone a glass of wine from a decanter that's sitting on one of the side shelves or whatever, and begins like handing them out to everyone. So we've got more, shall we say, intimate business to take care of. And I don't mean the kind of intimate business that I like to get up to.
Well,
Me
I'm
as
sure
well,
that this.
friend.
A man of culture, I see.
Well, this might be of interest to the Medici at large, and I'll gesture towards Letta because she has the dagger. This was found by the person we believe to be the assassin.
And he immediately kind of grabs it and looks at it. Yeah, that would be the handiwork of Jacopo de Pazzi. That would definitely be Patsy's to do it.
We aren't sure that it was the Pazzis directly.
Oh, come on. You know they've been causing trouble for all of the noble families of Florence, anyone who's a player.
Absolutely. But we believe they might be in league with someone else.
And who would you suspect? I mean, if we could at least get one of the Patsies in, perhaps we could get answers. And, like, Giuliano's very much like, oh, yeah, we gonna fuck over it. Like, you can tell once he saw it was Patsy, he was, like, leaning in, like, okay, I'm in on this now.
Well, I was hoping that we might be able to talk to your sister about that, actually.
What kind? We'll say you're charming. Like, we'll call that a charm, because you've been trying to charm him during this whole, encounter.
The whole fucking interaction.
Yeah. I'll even give you the plus 20% because, like, he's a himbo. He's a himbo, and you're kind of also got the upper hand right now.
Okay. Yeah. Wait, why didn't it roll for it? I'm so mad.
I thought it did for a second. Oh no.
Sorry, I got it. Good. Hang on.
Woof.
What?
That's a fail.
Bitch.
Well, Bianca's kind of busy helping me out with stuff. I don't really know if, she's up for visitors today.
Oh, of course. No. I mean, obviously there's no rush, but we thought it prudent to bring it to your attention because, family ties. Oh. Can I use a fortune point to roll again?
Sure.
Sweet.
That is a thing.
I forgot that was a thing. Thank you for reminding me. One more time. Nope. Still fail.
Oof.
Failed less.
So you keep trying to, you keep poking and prodding. You're just trying everything. And it's just, well, you see, it's just, we should go for the Patsy right now, though.
No, I don't want to go. This could have been planted for all we know, but I did want to to bring it to your attention.
Wait, but how did
because
you said they found the dagger, right? Where'd you find the dagger after the crime?
I will look at Letta and Davos because I wasn't fucking there.
Well, if we might speak plainly, because I do not have the art of the fancy highborn speaking that you two are engaging in. The man that I fought was incredibly talented with the blade, far more so than any wealthy man that I've ever encountered. No offense, but I find that the richer men get, the more sloppy their blade work tends to be. Um, if Rosella says that we should stay our hand before we start making accusations, then I would advise listening to her counsel. She every now and then makes good decisions, and I suppose that this might just be one of those few times. So, the man that we fought, I wounded him greatly, and he was able to scale a flat wall in a way that I've never seen anyone do before. And the only reason that he lives is because I believe that he was something beyond a man and something beyond a rich man. After our duel was over and he barely escaped with his life, he flung his blade and we picked it up.
Still, sounds like the kind of assassin only Patsy money could really buy. You know what, okay, fine. I will stay the hand. But just so you know, when you're ready to move against Patsy, we're right there beside you. I'll go see if I can get Bianca. You lot sit tight really quick. And he gets up and leaves the room, and Giuliano, being the fuck off son he is, doesn't think, maybe I shouldn't leave them alone in this room. So you're left alone for a few minutes.
I immediately walk to the door and stand against it so I know when someone's coming.
Sitting there confused because it's like, he trusts us. What are you doing? This is Medici.
I'm immediately scouring the room for anything valuable, or I'm just looking around. I'm just looking around. Enzo's just gonna look around.
Yeah, the room is kind of full of valuable stuff. There's also a lot of ledgers and stuff. A lot of things you could do with this stuff. The wealth isn't maybe necessarily in the object, like in the necessarily material things in a monetary, but the wealth is definitely the kind of knowledge that you could obtain from this place.
What are the ledgers about?
Just mainly financial records, what money's moving where.
So let us forward, seeing Rosella's hesitation. He was too quick to believe it was the Patsy. He was too quick to want to out them out.
Patsy and the Medici have a very long rivalry. It's why Bianca married into the family. It was an attempt to try and ease the road.
Assassin.
Say that again.
Who else has the money to hire such an assassin?
There are a couple other families.
Medici?
Medici could. I don't see why they would, though. They and Lenore were on good terms, which is why I'm more inclined to believe it was the Patsy, because Lenore was on good terms with the Medici, it automatically means she was on bad terms with the Patsy.
Who has the dagger right now? Because if nobody has a dagger, Davos would be picking it up. And
Letta has it.
So if he had left it on the desk or before he left the room, I would not have let Giuliani. How do you pronounce his name?
Giuliano.
Yeah, Giuliano.
I would not have let Giuliano leave the room with it.
Yeah, what I was saying is if he got up, it was just gonna leave it on the desk. That's what Davos would have just, because he was right there, just yanked it.
Yeah. But we don't know if the Medici are behind it. They are powerful enough. They are smart enough.
Yeah, we need more information. We need to talk to people that work for them and figure out who we can actually trust. I mean, Giuliano has the money, but
So,
GM, I have a question.
yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what the warfare skill does.
Oh, that's like tactics and stuff.
Okay.
And like, you know, like knowing how to like siege a castle and shit.
Would that also be able to tell you how often a weapon was used?
Yeah, you know what? I'll allow it. Yeah, I'll say that falls in the warfare area.
Yeah, I just want to see if this was a well-used dagger or if this was like brand new.
Yeah, I'll let you use the warfare skill for that. That sounds like a really good application of it. Outside of the box, but I like it.
Let's see. 37 out of 55.
So Davos, you kind of like have Letta you take the dagger from Letta for a moment, and it's like a polite exchange, and you're kind of looking at the dagger. Damn, it's like it's shiny. It's, you know, relatively, besides the Lenore's blood, there's no nicks. The crossguard's still like straight, and like there's no bumps in it from combat. This dagger really hasn't seen much fighting.
He puts it back in the sheath and Letta, your stick there. Are you fond of it?
So you don't see me carrying a staff right now.
Oh, okay.
You see me carrying a halberd that is very sharp at one end, very weighted at the other, and very well worn and taken care of.
Your halberd there. I'd imagine that you're fond of it, yes?
Very. It was a gift.
Do you intend to use it in every battle that you face?
Until I find something better.
And you are a rather skilled warrior, I'd say. I fought beside you. It would be a task to kill you.
I'm still standing and have the scars to prove it. Where are you going with this? And as while I'm listening to the door, waiting for him to come back.
That assassin that we fought, you would say that he was talented. Very good, yeah?
There is no reason for him to have left behind his blade.
Especially a blade as new as this. This is not seen battle besides your insides.
It's blessed, though. Because the dagger is what wounded Letta, not the sword, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, it may be new, but it's blessed with its own protections.
I would say I don't believe that this was purchased to kill as much as it was purchased to start whatever it is these rich folks intend to bicker about.
You believe it was planted then?
I believe that's its only purpose.
I would be lying if I said that hadn't been on my mind as well. But getting into the Medici's good graces is also quite a boon.
An assassin that talented would not walk into a battle with a weapon that has not been tested. No skilled warrior would.
Is it me, or did Giuliano seem very supportive of us? And I understand that the Pazzis and the Medicis are at each other's throats, but he has no heir to anything of the family besides the wealth that comes with it. What would he gain from helping us overthrow the Pazzis?
Notoriety?
Perhaps he is bored.
Notoriety means
Reputation.
nothing to him. He has all the money, but no status, which is fine.
They're already at war with them, are they not?
Of a sort. It's a
officially.
social war. It's
Then all
not
their-
outright bloodshed.
Then they're looking for an excuse for outright bloodshed.
Is
Possibly.
Giuliano that kind of person?
Giuliano is a patron of the arts. He spends more time posing for Botticelli than he does practicing a sword.
Maybe we should keep eyes on him when we leave. I'll see if I can find someone and pay him off.
Even if it's not the Medicis, it would be very easy to pit these two families against each other if listening to Rosella has taught me anything. So
It's
I paid for this.
Mhm.
I say that we all
Bless the weapon.
get our inheritance and then see ourselves out of the affair of rich bored people.
Unfortunately, rich bored people are the ones that are probably funding whatever attacked us.
And as you're saying that, the door opens and in walks this beautiful woman, Bianca. She's like, and it is my understanding that you are to become rich bored people yourselves. Am I not correct?
The sooner the better, please.
Oh, Bianca de Medici, and she kind of holds the hand out. This is this beautiful young woman. She's got long, wavy brown hair, very classic Italian looking. The brown eyes, the olive skin of the Mediterranean region, and all that
Davos
good stuff.
Is gonna go full Davos and kiss the hand, deep bow, just corny as shit.
It's pulling a full Giuliano. I love it.
No,
Yeah.
Giuliano was pulling a full Davos.
And you'll notice that she does, she kind of gives, Rosella, a much more friendly introduction. Oh, Rosella, it's been quite some time.
It has been, Bianca. It's good to see you. Have you been well?
I have been absolutely wonderful. I'm sorry that you have come to us in such not so pleasant circumstances.
It is an exceedingly unfortunate situation, but we are making the best.
I'm glad to hear that. My brother, God bless him, but he's not the brightest, and he's a little forward. He said that the Patsy did it. I figured there's a much more sensible explanation. It's just Giuliano being Giuliano. He got a whiff of the Patsy and is already at them like a mad dog.
Well, Letta and Davos found a dagger with the Patsy insignia.
May I see the weapon in question?
Davos has it, I think.
All right. This is at this point we're going to start involving the social intrigue rules of Zweihander here. So, everyone who's going to partake in this encounter, look at all of those fellowship skills that you have. Pick one of those. That's the skill you're going to be using, and that's the skill you're going to want to role play towards to try and get you the information that Bianca has from her. What's the main objective of this information is? Of this encounter is. Let's kind of figure that out first. What exactly are we trying to get out of this?
My money as soon as possible.
Okay.
That, and I also want to see where Bianca stands on all this as well.
Okay.
Leverage and good favor with the Medici.
Okay.
If we can figure out who done it.
Okay. So, everyone pick one of those skills, and I'll go around, and we're gonna mark who's using what skill. All right, first, social class for a Rosella is aristocrat, right?
That is correct.
Order or chaos rank, which one are you looking at more of?
Order.
All right. Social tactic, which social skill you gonna use?
Oh, God. That is an excellent question. Let's see. Oh, God, where's the list? I lost the list.
You can choose between bargain, charm, disguise, guile, handle animal, leadership, and rumor. I'm gonna guess not handle animal or disguise.
No. I will use charm.
Charm, okay. And then I'm going to ask you to roll me your charm check.
Okay.
And what this will do is we'll determine the temperament that this NPC, in this case Bianca, is going to treat you with. You can still succeed and get what you're looking for, even if you fail your roll, but it might be more difficult because the NPC is going to be more... Their temperament is not going to be as nice towards you.
Sure.
Also, before you roll, I'm going to plus 10, and make it give yourself a plus 30 on that roll.
Oh,
so that's going to be trivial because you line up in all the right places. Social class, order rank, social tactic, all lining up for you.
Yes. Okay. I forgot. So I clicked trivial. Do I put anything in for the situational modifier?
If you just click trivial, then you're good.
Okay. Well, it'd be nice if you would roll for me, buddy. Oh, 45 out of 78.
So that is a success. So you're using the charm skill. She's friendly towards you with her disposition. She's going to be affectionate towards you.
Oh.
So that's a good thing.
Yes.
So you are going to have a much easier time. Davos, you're up next. Social class, lowborn. We talked about this before the session.
Yep.
Order or chaos? Which one are you leaning towards?
Order.
All right, order. Which social tactic you going to be using, my friend?
Leadership.
Leadership. All right. Now I'm going to, you get a +10, -10 for the social rank, +10 for the order rank. It's going to end up, you're going to have a -10. Some of the skills aren't lining up. There are also unfavorable skills that don't work as well on certain NPCs. I came up with all of this beforehand, so you're going to be making a challenging skill roll here.
Gotcha.
And she is just polite towards you, not friendly.
I rolled an 11 out of 35.
That is a success, my friend. So she is
What can I say?
She's going to treat you with loyalty because her temperament will be loyal because of you succeeding with that check. Next, unfortunately, Giovanna is missing tonight. Sad. Letta, your social class first. How are you presenting? Because technically you're all aristocrats, but
Probably Burger.
okay.
Born, depending on how she wants to perceive someone with weapons standing in her bank.
Order or chaos?
Order, please.
Well, it's which one you have more ranks in, basically.
Order, please.
Okay.
Yeah,
Which social tactic will you be using?
yeah, because I've got 2 pips in order and none in chaos.
Yeah, then that's good.
And then rumor.
Rumor. Okay. +10. So it'll be you're gonna get a +10 to this roll, a routine roll, because you got some stuff cancels out. But that rumor skill is a favorable skill. She's a Medici. She likes. She lives in the upper crust of society. They love the gossip.
And I know how to keep a secret. 13 out of 67.
That is a success. Wow. And
God damn it, we can't miss.
she is.
Don't
Just
curse
wait.
us like that.
Yeah.
She is going to have a familiar temperament with you. So Enzo, you're up next. Social class that you present as?
Burger.
Burger. Order or chaos?
We'll go chaos.
Oh, are you leaning more towards chaos?
Right now I am, yeah.
All right. Which skill will you be using?
I'll be using Guile because I'm really good at it.
All right. So unfortunately, you're going to be making this roll with a -20, due to your chaos ranks and your other stuff you've got going on there.
Yay. Okay. Is it +20 or -20?
-20. Yep.
18 out of 66.
Still a success. God damn. So you are using Guile. She is going to be trusting of you.
Interesting.
So remember though, Ludovico, I'll get to you in a second. Just a quick reminder that as we roleplay in this situation, you need to use the skill that you said you're going to use as you roleplay. So keep that in mind, because if you stray away too much, she'll flip temperament on you, and it'll be considered like you failed instead. So Ludovico, social class that you present as?
Aristocrat.
Okay. Order or chaos? It's definitely chaos. I know. Yeah.
They're even, but chaos.
Oh, are they? Your order and chaos ranks are even?
Mm-hmm.
So you're actually then gonna just be canceled out. Then you'll just be even. Social tactic you'll be using?
Bargain.
Bargain. Okay. +10 to your skill roll.
Yes. 8 out of 60.
God damn, another success. So she's going to be civil with you.
Oh shit.
So okay, so Rosella, she's going to be affectionate. So everyone, she has great temperaments towards the party going into this encounter. This should be a breeze to get what you're going for. So we're going to start role-playing this scene out, and we'll try and get those answers you're looking for. Remember to stick to your skill. I'm going to actually post up our chart in the chat. That way, y'all can remember, like, oh, wait, shit, what skill did I use? I'm going to put it in the Bloody Portrait discussion section of our Discord, so if you are in our Discord or you want to join the Discord, you can follow along with us for the fun and games. And that is part of the beauty that is social intrigue, the robust social intrigue mechanics of Zweihander. You'll see the rest of it as we roleplay it out, but that's like it on paper, and it's beautiful. So let's jump back into the scene here. Bianca's there, and she's taking a look at the dagger, and so yeah. What is it you want to know?
Well, I do believe we're trying to figure out if this is actual Patsy, or if this is maybe a plant. And seeing as how you have an in to both families, and you are exceedingly clever, Bianca, I thought you would be just the person to come and speak to.
Oh, Rosella, you flattery will get you everywhere in this world, and definitely in Florence. Grandfather and father made sure to teach us all that one. As long as you promise not to tell anyone, this dagger belongs to Francesco, to Patsy, my husband's brother. It is an exquisite dagger, yes. And it was a gift from his uncle Jacopo.
Oh dear.
Yes, it was a gift when he was made head of the Rome branch for the banks.
I look at the rest of the family. Any other?
And can every one of those people be accounted for still? I don't see that a dagger as fine as this would just be lost without anyone noticing.
All right, yes. I just, you can't, it really does not show well on Francesco. I know things have been hard for him, you know. He lost it. We were playing cards. Me, Guglielmo, and Francesco. We were at the Grasso Gatto playing cards, and he lost it in a game.
You're saying that Francesco lost a valuable dagger such as that in a card game, and it now somehow ended up in our estate.
Well, yes, and you know, yeah, he did, because I can tell you who he lost it to. They were some rather drab-dressed fellows at the tavern. They looked like they had no business being there. I'm not really sure where exactly they were from, but they definitely didn't belong in a tavern. They were very shifty, rowdy types. They definitely looked like they were ready to get in a scruffle and duck out of there as soon as they started it.
No chance that you might know of a name of any of these individuals.
I didn't get to... Oh.
Or the place of the gambling?
Oh, that was at the Grasso Gatto. Yes. Oh, you frequent there as well,
I play a few games there myself, yes.
Oh, and Giuliano was there with us. The bastard.
He doesn't seem to have your memory.
No, he was, well, to be fair, he was quite deep in a drink, and also into starting to get intimate with one of the ladies at the Grasso Gatto. You know my brother.
We do. These gentlemen, I've heard a few nice pieces and parts have gone missing across the city. Do you remember any, not that a lady of yourself would be particular for weapons or what have you, but do you remember any particular shiny accoutrement that these gentlemen had?
They did have badges on, or like a brooch they wore with their attire. I didn't get a close enough look. I honestly, I wanted nothing to do with the rapscallions. They honestly they made me a little nervous, but Francesco insisted on showing them who the bigger man was, and had to go and whip his metaphorical dick out like all the men do in these families.
I know that well. Yes. Staring at Davos.
Player question.
Yeah.
When it says brooch, would that ping any specific things for Letta? Like, would the priory wear the brooch open and like on their lapel?
Possibly. It depends, really. Are they are they proudly presenting that they're with the Priory? Some people are a little hush hush about being with the Priory. It's kind of up in the air who it could be, but it does sound like those sound like people that do belong to a fraternal order or of something of some kind, some sort of little group.
And then remind me what the insignia is of the
like a burning beacon, like a brazier with like fire in it.
Sorry. The Caliban. Saint Caliban.
Their symbol? What is their symbol? It's like a sword with wings usually.
Got it. Okay.
Archangels.
GM, real quick, is there any chance that I could try a rumor check to see if the description of the people that played the card game like pings in his memory from having just been there?
You know what? Yes, but if you do fail it, her disposition will flip on you.
My gambling man.
Could Enzo do like a folklore if she's talking about rapscallions? I mean, Enzo's hung out with a lot of rapscallions.
Yeah, you could do like a folklore test, see if you've heard anything.
If it's a recognizable group or what have you.
I'm gonna state my hand.
All right.
See if that helps Enzo at all.
Just out of curiosity to see what would have happened.
21 out of 55 because I have a skill check in there.
Yeah. So Enzo, you're starting to put together a picture of who these people could be. You do need a little more than just like, okay, they were rapscallions and they made me nervous. You need a little more. You're gonna need to, you could maybe figure it out. Dig it. Yeah, you need to dig a little.
Yeah. Cool.
You say they carried a beacon on their lapel.
Yes, they were dressed in rather, as I said, drab robes. I thought it was a bit odd to be wearing robes to the tavern to play cards. It's just, I don't know, but Francesco lost the dagger to them. That's what I can tell you.
And where has Francesco been today? The last day?
Working at the family bank.
Okay.
I mean, he comes back and visit. Jacopo's like a father to him.
And I mean, those trying to oh, hang on. Never mind.
What do you think the response would be if we brought the dagger back to the Patsy with your introduction?
Perhaps it might be better if the introduction actually came from my husband.
Of course.
There's still a lot of that, and I mean, that's if Lorenzo, we basically, even if we piss in the direction of the Patsy, Lorenzo needs to hear about it. Even if I look over there, Lorenzo needs to hear about it. Hell, he needs to know when I go to bed with my husband. So, it wouldn't be easy to get a meeting with the Patsy.
Wait, do we intend to give this dagger back?
No, I was just curious.
I mean, your best bet's to go dig around that seedy tavern.
I was just thinking I could use a drink.
See?
Ludovico, you've been quiet. You don't have anything to add? No questioning, no...
Nothing that would add to the conversation at this time. No.
I don't know if I should be scared.
You do not live to be my age without learning to sit back and wait.
Oh, okay.
Patience is a virtue.
Well, yes, that's very true, and you must be a very patient man. Well, is there any other questions? I mean, I basically told you everything that I would know.
No, thank you for your time. At
Oh.
least nothing from me. I appreciate you taking a moment to speak with us.
Yeah, so I mean, not accepting my brother's theory at first was the proper move here. The last thing we need is all-out warfare between the Medici and Pazzi throughout the streets of Florence.
It would be terrible.
I mean, forgive my ignorance. I've only heard bits and bobs, but isn't I'm going to insert a family name that may or may not be the right one.
Yeah.
And isn't family blah blah blah? Wouldn't they be most to gain if the Medici and Patsy were at each other's throat?
No, I don't think so. Honestly, I don't know who'd have anything to gain. Honestly, the one who'd gain anything is whoever came out on top in the end between the two of us. No one really opposes us here in Florence. No one would dare.
Florence is essentially built on Medici, and the only family that could possibly, even dream of taking on the Medici would be the Pazzi.
And what if both fell?
Now, look, it's also possible, Jacobo doesn't know you've been here yet. I mean, all you have to do is bring up the Crusader, the Crusader ancestor, and, then they are in his good graces from the get-go. Just, do what you do best, Rosella. Kiss some ass. You know us ladies gotta do that once in a while.
You know me so well, Bianca, of course.
And even though
that's what she does best.
Davos? I smack him.
Ah, yes, and you do have to keep the rowdy ones in line.
Always do.
Unfortunately, Davos, you'd get along extremely well with my, brother. And she kind of looks over to Juliana, who's, like, across the hallway, just kind of, like, biting his nails, like, unawarely. If there's nothing else, I would love to, I'd love to give you some wine for the road. But, I did mean to ask, the masquerade's coming up in a few days, at the Pipistrello Manor. I was expecting, I take it you got an invitation.
Of course, yes, we will be there.
Oh, I look forward to seeing you there. Perhaps we can see if you get any further with this sordid mess.
Of course. I look forward to seeing you. Will your entire family be there?
Yes, I believe so. If Lorenzo's feeling up to it, he should be there. As, Giuliano made sure to tell you plainly, he's not feeling well today.
Oh, yes.
So I'm
sorry to hear.
It's okay. Well, but I'm very excited. If you've checked the ledgers lately, Lord Pipistrello has not spared a penny on this party of his.
Oh, sounds entertaining. Look forward to it.
Yes, and there'll be plenty of families and nobles to mingle with, and she kind of looks at all of these people who, like, really don't have titles or any money outside of the De Toro family, and alliances to be made. And back to that warfare thing between Patsy and Medici, I do hope if you do end up picking a side, you pick the Medici. Although I love my dear husband, blood is thicker than water.
Of course. Completely understandable. Kate is so upset because she knows that full phrase and it makes me so mad.
Though you kind of know, like, some of it is just, like, Bianca's just saying it because that's, like, the proper thing to say, especially with Giuliano in earshot.
Oh, absolutely.
So
social graces. I understand.
And then she's kind of like, oh, Marcus, could you lead him out? And Davos, there's your friend from the previous night that you went and had some fun with. Marcus, looks like he's picked up some mercenary work guarding for the Medici Bank.
Like as soon as I see him, Marcus, brother.
Oh, Davos, it's so good to see you.
I just go in for a hug.
And there's like this big, hairy Viking-looking guy who comes up, just hugs Davos.
I smack him in the chest and I go, so I see you found yourself work with the stiffs here.
Oh yeah, they pay quite well, friend. I'm gonna be drinking good for at least the next month.
Well, make your way to the tavern you showed me to later today, and I'll buy you another drink and perhaps give you another show, eh?
Oh, we're going back to Gato, huh? And he gives you like the punches on the shoulder.
Soon, very soon, my friend, I will be one of these rich, tired, bored fucks myself. So I must get in all of the bloodshed that I can while I am still young and beautiful.
Or do you hope the Pope calls a big crusade again? There's more bloodshed and warfare for us to fight in, or we just pillage on the side while the knights are in the Holy Land, right?
With this inheritance that I get from the Del Toro, I might, I don't know, maybe even get a ship and I could use a first mate.
Oh, no. Oh, and as you're like walking out of the bank, you know, Marcus hits you in the chest. Now that'd be a step up from bank god, that's for sure.
I tell you, but hey, you will see far less beautiful women, huh? And he just...
Oh, yeah, you know, once we leave Florence, the ladies, it's gonna be rough pickings out there.
Of course, my friend, of course. It is always good to see you.
Oh, pleasure always to see you, too. Well, I hope to see you later.
I'm so foolish. Let me introduce you to my family. He goes, this one here with the halberd.
Oh, we met her yesterday. Yep, I remember her.
I mean, from a distance, yes. Might be best to keep your distance. But that's this letter.
And he kind of looks and he's like, pleasure meeting you. And he just gives like the polite nod because like Davos has basically told him, she'll whoop your ass.
Is there like a soldier's greeting or a soldier's handshake?
Yeah, you could do like the cool guy forearm grasp.
The Predator too. His muscles
I will reach out and so that he can see the scars that are not covered by clothing and offer my hand.
And he'll take your hand and he'll look at the scars and just give like a respectful nod like that. Yep, I'm not gonna say anything else and put my foot in my mouth.
And then, my friend, we have Enzo here. He is of the sea like us.
Oh.
I don't think that he got himself as wet with crimson as the both of us back in the day, but he's still a good people.
He kind of looks him up and down, and you can tell he's checking out the arquebus slung over your shoulder. Oh, you know how to shoot that thing, right?
I've shot my fair amount. Buenos dias, by the way.
Oh, buenos dias. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time with you around. Hey, consider him for the ship, Davos.
We'll consider it.
Enzo, you look like a tough fucker. I like a tough fucker.
He's a tough fucker for sure.
Oh,
we both fought off the devil the other day.
oh, I'm gonna like hanging out with you, that's for sure.
And this old fuck is Ludovico. He's fantastic.
Oh, who let did the Undertaker take a nap and someone get up? Who's this old geezer?
So you'll actually notice that Ludovico is not there. As everybody would have left, I would have liked to have stayed back with the Madame Medici.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah, we can have that happen. And you look back and Davos is like, "Where's Ludovico?" Smash cut to Ludovico, hanging back at the bank.
Ludovico would have liked to have stopped at the door as they were leaving to say, "Signora Medici, if you permit me to speak."
Well, yes, of course. Someone wise beyond their years should always speak their mind.
I was wondering, something you said to Rosella caught my ear, and I wonder, what would you do to ensure the loyalties of Predium de Toro?
Well, I'm sure there's lots of funding, money, support we can lend in the Signoria against any enemies you may have. What do you have in mind?
What if I told you that I could guarantee our loyalties with but a signature?
Now, mister. You see, I can't just go signing my name on things. I would need a Lorenzo's signature for anything family related.
No. This is more of a personal thing.
Are you a priest? Are you with the church?
I am not. I am merely as what do they say? A sage, a guru, someone you come to for advice when matters of the church are outside of their reach and the bounds are not necessarily within.
She kind of like closes the door softly. Mr. Ludovico, we don't talk about such things as loudly as that.
Oh, it's nothing so insane as heresy or anything like that. Merely someone to lend an ear when the time is necessary.
Tell me what.
I would ask, perhaps you would be willing to sign a quick contract between the two of us that should anything befall Predium de Toro or Estado de Medici,
and she
that you and I personally would look out for one another, and persuade our respective families to lend aid where necessary.
She kind of gives you one of those like trying to suss you out looks. And why should I trust you, Signor Ludovico? I mean, yes, I've known Rosella for some time, but how am I to know that you're going to keep your word and that salty sea dog Davos is going to keep his word? Once he gets the money, he's going to cut the check and run off to go buy himself a ship, go sail the coasts of northern Africa, and become a pirate.
I have it on good authority that Davos may buy a ship, but he will never be far should we need him. Same goes for the other that we did not bring with us, Giovanni. I'm sorry, Giovanna.
Oh, the young...
She is bright, young, and like-minded, let us say.
Okay, well, you know, Ludovico, I'm very interested in your offer. Perhaps not right now. I'll be signing my name in your book just yet, but I like a man who can see reason when it comes to allies, and I like someone who thinks before they speak. You have my respect, Ludovico. Maybe soon you can earn my trust when we see each other at the party. And she kind of is opening the door as she says that, you know, gently, like, gesturing you like, it is time to go, good sir.
I appreciate you taking the time to hear me. Thank you, Signora Medici.
Oh, of course, but I would love to hear more about this little club that you're throwing together. Especially, you know, if we trade knowledge together, perhaps at this party we can, you tell me what you find out about this dagger, and I'll consider signing the book.
As you wish. I will see you at the party.
Yes.
And he will take his silent leave.
Perfect. So as Davos is introducing Marcus to everyone,
that old fucker go?
Ludovico's coming out of the bank, like slowly but surely.
Are you looking for me, Davos? I'm sorry, this wound is hindering me still a little bit.
I'm so sorry, friend. He's old, but he's good people. I promise you, he's fine. This is Ludovico. He is the wisdom in our little group here.
Yes, he sure looks like it. Oh, you know, I sailed with a guy who looks like Ludovico once, and he was the weirdest guy I ever met.
I think your friend might have competition with my old guy here.
Oh,
and of course.
And he looks.
Certainly not least.
Oh, you are right, Davos. She is a beauty to behold.
How does one introduce a masterpiece, huh?
And he like gets down on like the one knee, and he's just like, "Oh, my lady, Davos has entertained me with the stories of your absolute splendor and how heavenly your beauty is, and no words do you justice." Mwah, 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 mwah. You know, very kiss-assy, very hammy, over the top. You've seen this so many times in your time.
Of course. I will allow him to do this, and then when I get a little done with it, I will lean forward just a tad and step on his foot.
Oh, you're right. She does bite. Oh, I like
Why do you
them
think that I've
feisty.
named this beautiful weapon, Rosella?
Appropriate. Does she also take heads off Christian boys too?
That is a,
Letta, do you have that thing we were just talking about upstairs? I need it.
that is a conversation for the gata, my friend.
Pull Dirk from one of the other pockets, not the pot dagger, and hand it to
Grazie.
my assistance.
I will twirl it between my fingers. And after I do that, I will hold it underneath the man's chin. And I will say, if you dare to come near me again, your head will not be the only thing you lose. See?
No disrespect, milady. None intended. It's just Davos has a tendency to really over exaggerate some details in his stories, and he said you were more fun. I'm so sorry.
Davos has a very rare sense of humor. I believe that it's the second time I've said that today in about an hour.
Yeah, but you should have saw him
Davos?
take the head off that night hospitality clean off.
That is not something that we need to discuss here. Again, conversation for the gata.
Oh, yes. And you're kind of walking and you're crossing the bridge. You're getting into the seedy side of town. Aletta, you notice you're passing Madame Curio's Giuseppe the goat standing on the sod roof.
Keeping rations and what have you around. If I've got any small fruits or anything, I'll throw it up on the roof.
Yeah. Yep. And you do notice, oh boy, why am I blanking on the cat's name? Oh, Merlot. You notice Merlot kind of like pacing around the front of the door and just kind of looking at you as you're walking by.
I stop. It's a cat. I can't say no. And give him the attention he's looking for.
And he loves it. He begins rolling over and just...
Because Letta has no idea that he's a devil demon cat.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, no. Ludovico, you look at Merlot and you just see little like demon cat just like rubbing up on Letta. Letta like petting this demon kitty.
I'm gonna, as if to say something and then forget about it and just move on. Let her do what she does. Either she doesn't know and is better off not knowing, or she does know and I'll deal with that later.
And you hear a whisper in your, hey, boss, hey, that could be us. That could be us. Think about it.
What are you doing back here? Do you have a name for me?
I saw Mr. Malone kind of sitting around and being happy, and I got a little jealous, and I don't have a name yet, but I'm working on it, okay?
You will get your ear scritches when you bring me a name, Belial. Now off with you.
Wait.
Go.
Remind me, what name did you want again? I got a little trashed last night.
I need Witchstone, Belial. Witchstone. You need to find me somebody who can get me Witchstone.
Oh, yeah. Actually, Madame Curio knows just the guy, actually. That's actually kind of why I'm here. You see, she knows who. She just ain't spilling the beans.
What is keeping her? Do you know?
Client confidentiality or some sort of bullshit like that.
All right. I will see what I can do. Thank you, Belial.
Oh, yes.
Scritchy.
And it's like you're just, and if someone does just see Ludovico, it looks like Ludovico's like scratching the side of his head. It doesn't look like anything happened outside of Ludovico. Like Ludovico just looks like he's just kind of humming to himself and scratching his head.
As we make our way wherever we're going, I wanted to sort of bring it up with the party. I didn't bring it up before, but one of the last things that Senora Lenore tasked me with was to procure a painting, and she loves paintings. And Rosella, I don't know why she is such an admiration besides the arts or what have you, but after the attack, the exact painting, the last one that I procured for her, was taken and not ripped off the wall. It was just gone. Do you know what the importance of the portraits that she buys, or should I be speaking to Giovanna?
Doge, would I know the importance?
Usually like Lenore tries to pick she's not very conventional in her tastes. A lot of the paintings she likes, she does like the idea of all these paintings based off of old myths and legends, that's for sure. That's the one thing she does like. But she kind of goes for the more obscure stuff where people are getting all the Greek and Roman, like she's gotten some odd pieces before, like from different sections of the world. And like even like who in Italy would want to keep a painting of Charlemagne, right? Like that's more of like a French Germanic pride thing, if anything. He's like their King Arthur.
She had a very eclectic taste. I'm not so sure. Generally, I understand, here in Italy, we're very focused on Greco-Roman. Again, Charlemagne was from France, and I know she has some stuff of the Gauls, and she had quite a collection of mythological people and creatures. But I'm afraid that's all the information I have. Giovanna would probably have more.
See, gracias. Yeah, it's probably nothing, but I'll keep it to the side until after the masquerade.
Sure.
Gracias.
Okay, does anyone have anything else that they would like to do on the way to the tavern? You're starting to get into like the seedier side of town. It's definitely more low-born people everywhere, low-born and burger type area, like, the lower side of the burger class. This is definitely somewhere where Davos, Enzo, Letta feel more at home. Rosella, you're definitely starting to be outside of your element.
I'd like to speak with the cat lady.
Oh, you want to talk to Madame Curio?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, you can pull off, like, you can kind of be like, oh, hey, hold up, I need to, like, ask her something about the, whatever, like...
Need to ask about my medications. They are, making me woozy. I'll be right back.
Of course.
And, I'll step into her hovel, or
it's
Baba
like
Yaga hut, or whatever it is that she's got going on over there.
Yeah, she's got, like, this little sod roof.
Chicken legs.
Yeah, she's got this sod roof Baba Yaga hut going on in the middle of Florence. Oh, yes, I was expecting you, magician.
Oh, you were?
Yes, the cards told me you'd be stopping by today.
Wonderful.
Also, you
did
need
they
to tell your
what I was
familiar
coming?
to not be so fucking loud when he comes into my shop.
My apologies, madame. He is, new on the job.
Yes, I recognize Belial when I see him. Yeah, he treats every job like his first, that's for sure. Don't worry, you'll get graduated up.
Good to know. He seemed to indicate to me that you might know something that I am looking for, and I was hoping that as a favor you might acquiesce this one time. I am in search of something important. And she kind of turns around, she takes the mixing stick out and kind of boops you on the nose with it. There's like this globby poultice that's like blue and stinky. And she's like, And what's in this for me? I'm doing an awful lot for your family, and I'm still living in this old hut here. Giuseppe is starting to get through a lot of the lawn upstairs, if you know what I'm saying. It's not like Florence has got great green pastures to work with. Would you prefer a larger estate? Perhaps. Is there an alchemy lab at larger estate? There is, but I was referring to expanding here. Surely you don't want to leave your home. Oh, expand here? I didn't think that was an option. I'd have to buy out the neighbors. That should not be a problem. As you may know, we've recently come into quite a bit of money. Oh, well... Enough so that Davos is going to get a ship, so... Naturally, we could expand your lot 1-2 sizes bigger. Well, the card said Davos something. See, didn't know if he was going to drown or get a ship. Thanks for clearing that one up for me. My pleasure. But yes.
you're gonna get me a bigger place. You're gonna have to buy it off the rich lords who own this place.
The rich lords are predictable and stupid, and we have money now, so we can speak the only language they know.
All right, Ludovico. Fine. Look, for old time's sake, the fact you're even asking me tells me my new friend is very trustworthy, and I like that. There's some French folks in town, they're definitely on the richer side, but they don't like to act it, that's for sure. Look up the Belmonts, perhaps. You might be able to get some help from them in procuring witchstone.
Okay, Belmont. I will be sure to look them up.
Yeah.
Do you know where these French are hiding?
Oh, they're probably just staying in one of one of the inns or something. I don't know. Perhaps
Sure.
they'll be at that fancy shindig I was hearing about.
It's a fair wager. I appreciate the name. I will see what I can do about your situation here.
Yes, just don't tell them I told you, because they'll know it was either me or someone else. There's only like 3 people they could guess.
It must have been someone else. I haven't seen you in several weeks.
Yes, and I was busy. I was picking fleas out of Merlot's fur and listening to your familiar have a party in my cupboards.
I will see to it that he does not bother you further.
Yes, well,
thank you.
Give him a talking to. I'm gonna have to get the aura in this place straight for a week. All of the hearth spirits are all in a tizzy now, and they're all hungover.
My apologies. I hope to make it up to you in the long run here.
Oh, yes, and I hope that I can help you procure some of it. And let me know if you can. Scratch some on the side for old Mama, right?
Well, of course.
I
will see you soon.
Yes, I will see you soon as well. Goodbye, Ludovico. And by the way,
Good day.
your skin is looking great.
The medicine is doing wonders. I'm feeling much better. Thank you.
And then you remember for a second, wait a minute. She doesn't see. She's blind. She can't see. So the fact she's commenting on your skin when she hasn't done the face touch thing because she went with voice recognition.
Sure. I'm feeling much better. Thank you.
Yes.
Madam.
Yes. Did you want the
Until next time.
Did you want a reading before you go, or nah?
Next time, I promise.
All right. Well, take care, friend.
Good day. I'll come back out and I'll snatch a bottle of literally whatever on the way out just to hold something on my way back out of the hut.
So you just
doesn't
grab a
matter what it
bottle of
is.
vanilla extract.
Yeah, sure.
While this is going on, I would actually like to pull Davos aside.
Sure.
Hi. Hello, Rosella. How can I help you?
We need to have a conversation. I do not mind your jokes, in fact. It allows me to sharpen my wit. However, I do not appreciate you talking about me to other people. I know you, and to a degree Ludovico, have certain opinions on my profession. And I need you to know, and I will tell Ludovico this too. Lenore was my first and only patron. I have never willingly slept with a man. I have it. It is my intention to remain that way. I would appreciate any further comments on my profession to be kept in the family, if you will.
I apologize for my friend. I simply told him of your beauty and your viciousness, but more than that, I respect you and your profession. I see nothing wrong with making coin at what you're good at.
Hey.
Well, it is appreciated. But I figured I'd let you know now before we went into wherever we're going. And the alcohol started flowing and lips started loosening, you know?
in that same vein of honesty, you may hear some things about me once we get to the gato, especially about the scene I may have made the other day. I ran into a Christian man from my past, and I liberated his head from his shoulder. Some people might feel a type of way about that.
Well, I can tell you this. I'm not a religious sort of person. And the good thing that Davos is that if you don't have any expectations, you can't be disappointed.
Wow. Wow.
It's habit at this point.
I will mind my tongue with you, Rosella. I never meant offense.
I know you didn't. And please know that you are obnoxious, but I don't hate you.
Well, this is good to know. And keep an eye on Ludovico. He is interesting in... I don't know.
He's interesting in the way that Lenore and Giovanna are interesting. There's something otherworldly about them.
The truth of my jokes is that, Rosella, I am very fond of you, and it is in the way that I appreciate your beauty, and this is why I say, keep your eyes open with Ludovico.
I appreciate the warning, Davos. I shall do so.
Okay, well, perhaps I might find myself another Christian man tonight.
Now, just to make sure, now look, we have to make this believable and make it look like this was an average conversation, so I slap him and then leave.
Enzo, did you looked like you had something you wanted to do there for a hot second? No, you good? Alrighty. Letta, you got something?
I do one little thing. So sometime while we're out, I want to send a letter back to my late husband's estate for a crate of good wine.
Sure. Yeah, you could definitely do that while you're out. You can definitely, probably when Ludovico stops in at Madame Curio's, you can, just begin penning that one up on, a barrel you find on the street or, on a merchant stall.
No, I would have had a letter with a seal. With the family seal, of course.
Yeah.
I keep in with the rest of my other religious insignia so that no one recognizes the potentially
aristocratic?
That's the word I'm looking for. Seal from the husband's estate.
Okay, yeah, you're good. Yeah, you got all that stuff.
Yep, and I just want to send it while we're out, kind of drop it off at whatever the courier would be to send it to here in the north.
Yeah, you can definitely find that. You can definitely get that taken care of.
How long do we think it would take to get a crate of wine from there?
Few weeks maybe, depending where it is.
Perfect. We'll
Southern Italy, right? Did we decide? I'm blanking.
Nope. North along the very lower parts of what'll become Germany and is currently the Holy Roman Empire.
Oh yeah. It might take a little bit less time, depending on how quick they can get through the Alps and stuff.
Yeah, so I was thinking like a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
My brain is medieval Total Warring over here. So how long does it take me to send a whole army through that section of medieval Total War?
Because it's just one crate of 12 bottles of wine that I'm looking for.
Yeah. So
it's fine. So it's the little bottles.
So you're walking through the town, and on your way to the Grasso Gatto, you do pass the estate of the Priory. Its large stone walls kind of secluding it from the rest of the city. But you keep walking by it, that not being the destination, and you arrive at the Grasso Gatto.
Is it still all boarded up like it was yesterday?
You will notice that it is still boarded up with the chapel if you go to peek in there, Letta.
Yeah, just through the front gate, whatever.
Yeah. So you get to the Grasso Gatto. It's this rough and tumble place. You walk through the wooden door, and your eyes adjust to the dimly lit rough and tumble tavern. A taste of cheap wine clings to the air, and despite its shabby appearance and rougher crowd, the place has a certain level of charm to it. A snarling boar's head sits behind the bar, and tables full of card players populate most of the floor, forming a circle around the sand pit in the middle. As you walk through the tavern, Davos receives compliments and pats on the shoulder for his handiwork from the previous day. You get a lot of, oh yeah, that was quite the kill there. Yeah, you showed him. Yeah, like, not every day, someone beats the shit out of a knight.
I aim to please. Thank you.
And as we do that, we will jump to a quick break, and we will be right back with more Bloody Portrait action. Don't go anywhere. Thank you so much. One. We are live. Welcome back to Bloody Portrait episode 4, The Steel Path, and a steel path it is, as the family has been investigating the steel dagger that was left at the scene of the crime. They had gone to the Medici Bank where they had been told the dagger belongs to Francesco de Pazzi, but he lost it in a game of cards at the Grasso Gatto Tavern, and that is exactly where we are now. The party's kind of making their way through the tavern. What is it that you're doing in this tavern? It's like a rough, typical rough and tumble kind of place. I call them sailor bars in my campaigns, because that's where the sailors usually hang out.
I am making myself as unnoticeable as possible. This is not my area.
I am immediately going to walk to the bar and go, "Who's going to buy me a drink?"
I'm right next to him, and I just buy myself a drink.
So yeah, you kind of flip a coin to the barkeep, and he's this portly, balding, shorter guy, and he's just kind of like, "You gonna buy your friend a drink?" I was cleaning up all night after his little escapade last night, so if you could just keep him peaceful, that'd be great. Thanks.
No promises, mi amigo, but 2 drinks, spiced rum. Do you have some?
Yeah, I've got spiced rum. I've got spiced rum and then some. And he kind of just pulls this bottle out, just starts pouring them into these just wooden cups and just slides it to you. And they're filled up to the top. It's just nothing but rum in these wooden mugs in front of you.
I'm gonna lean over to Rosella. Wine, mead, or something else?
Wine, per favore.
Yeah, what kind of wine you want?
Strong port. Let's go with port.
I've got the red and the white.
Red.
He just kind of pulls a bottle out, pulls the cork out with his teeth, and just starts pouring. He's kind of dressed like myself right now, just the simple sleeveless shirt, and just pouring these wines sloppily over the over the counter. And you got this boar head snarling overhead of you, and you look up the drink. Yeah, there are much better places you could be right now.
Well, shall we go find a table, Letta?
Of course. And as we walk towards the table, I'm going to take an eye, hopefully discreetly, into some of the darker corners of the tavern.
Sure.
And if I can find these cloaked individuals that may or may not be hiding heavy swords.
Okay.
And insignia that was readily available on their lapels.
Yeah, scrutinize check for me, please. Because you're looking around, trying to, instead of just trying to get a general idea of your surroundings, you're specifically focusing on something here.
I will take scrutinize, and it's not any better or worse because.
Yeah. Oh, and Ludovico, you notice, even though the light's dim in here, your eyes adjust instantly. I forgot to mention that part. Your eyes you're good. You can see completely fine here, where everyone else is kind of struggling at first. All right, so Letta, you're looking around. You do notice a lot of bouncers in the place, big, thuggish, brutish types. They're probably twice the size of Davos, got clubs kind of strapped around their belts and, shillelagh weapons in case, basic cudgels in case people want to get rowdy. You don't really notice anyone else that would stand out in this tavern. Yes, Caps. And you don't really notice anyone else that would stand out. The only thing that's standing out is just, people are kind of hanging around Davos and, giving them a lot of showing Davos a lot of love right now.
Is there anyone that's particularly ignoring Davos and sitting at one of those tables?
I mean, how could they?
This was 21 out of 48.
Yeah, there's a woman. She's dressed plainly, but she's a pretty woman, stroking long brown hair. She's fiddling with a deck of cards as everyone's kind of gathering around Davos, hoping for a fight to start, where the barkeep's just not tonight. No fights tonight. Cards only, or dice, or get out. Or drink. That's fine too. But no fighting. No fucking fighting. And I got that clear. And all the bouncers are you heard them. You heard the man.
You know, I would love to give you all a show. Truly, I would. Nothing makes me happier than spilling blood. But I am a obedient and wonderful guest, if I do say so myself. So I will adhere to the rules. I cannot show you my art.
Yeah, come back on a Sunday after Mass. We get a good crowd for fights then.
Sunday after Mass, come see me and Rosella as we put our art to the canvas, eh?
And everyone just kind of cheers. Some like a few people buy you some drinks and stuff. So Davos, you're pretty much set for the drinking, for the interrogation, or for the investigation, and then some. So Letta, are you gonna go bother this person that you noticed that kind of didn't really flock to Davos?
No, but I will navigate us to a table in her general vicinity.
All right, yeah, you can find a table. There's plenty of drinking tables too, and as I said, she's still just kind of flipping through cards and whatnot, kind of nursing one of the cheap wines, one of the only two cheap wines that this bar serves. The drinks, they're cheap. They taste like ass. But they get you drunk. That's what matters. Anything else? So the barkeep kind of comes up around again and just kind of like, hey, y'all need anything else? You want to play some games? Got plenty of games going on.
Me, Migo. Mind if I have a word with you?
And he kind of sits down at the table. Yeah, what's up, amigo?
Enzo, me, Migo.
Ernesto, and he holds out a greasy hand. There's some dirt smudges on it.
That's fine. I grab it wholeheartedly. I think at this point the bottle's pretty much on the counter, so I'm just gonna pour him a shot too.
All right, yeah.
Mimigo, I was looking for, or I'm looking for information. If you have the information that I'm looking for, do certain how I say it, people of influence besides the normal people that come around here, do they come here often? Gamble, drink, seek entertainment?
Let's see. Give me a. Let's see how he's gonna. That sounded pretty. I'm gonna either say interrogation or rumor.
I will go with probably terrible blues. I'm actually pretty good at interrogation. I'll go with interrogation.
Okay.
Cool. No.
No. Do you want to blow a fortune point?
Yeah, I might as well. Okay, so I have a 32 out of 45 or 42.
Yeah, that'll do it. He kind of is like, yeah, we get all kinds of folks in here, you know. We're one of the only joints that offer some real gambling and fighting pits here in town, you know. They don't like it on the the nicer side of Florence, so, you know, when they want blood, they come down here.
And I sort of slide like a good amount of coin subtly across the table that normally would pick up that kind of information. Big names. I'm talking about big families.
I speak the language you're speaking, Enzo. Yeah, you know, now that I think about it, yeah, the Patsy and the some Medicis were in here the other night and playing cards and gambling.
Both of them were here playing cards.
Well, there's Francesco and Guglielmo, and Guglielmo's wonderful wife Bianca and her.
Bianca was here too.
Yeah, and Giuliano was here as well.
And Giuliano.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, he was pissed drunk.
Pissed drunk. Say, did you see a dagger? Peculiar dagger.
He kind of looks around. You mean a real nice one? Because, yeah, one of my pit bosses have passed between him for one of the games. Yeah.
Do you by chance know where it has gone?
Oh, that dagger? Yeah, left here with the wackos from the Priory the other night, yeah.
Wackos from the Priory? Could you tell me more about this these wackos?
I don't know. They're kind of weird. They don't say too much. They dress funny. They kind of give people the creeps. Sometimes the bouncers gotta kick them out, just because they're really intense. But damn, they spend good coin when they come in. I guess living that cloistered life, you get a little bored. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting. Gracias, senor. Thank you for the drink.
Yeah. And hey, I see that arquebus on your back, sword on your hip. If you want to do something like your buddy, as I said, after mass on a Sunday.
Oh, I don't think you'll want to see that, but hey, who knows? Hey, and I sort of cheer him.
Hey, yeah, you need information, you come to old Ernesto, all right, friend?
Gracias, senor. Enzo, I'm sure I'll be talking to you soon.
Yeah, and you clink the glasses together. And he brought out the good stuff after you talked about after you gave him the money and had the chat. He brought out the good stuff. He knows how to do business right when it needs to be done. He gives off a much grimier appearance than he actually lets off. He's definitely up on the social espionage thing.
As a middle-class kid who ran away to join the Navy and then also ran away from the Navy and pretty much grew up with these people, he seems like good company.
Yeah, he's definitely the kind of guy you would hang out with. Definitely I'm from the burger class. I went out to do my thing. This is my thing, and I broker information. Yeah, I run a casino, but I broker information, motherfucker. You came to the right place.
Awesome. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, I'm just gonna sit at the bar and watch the rest of the family members and just keep an eye out.
All right.
Davos is basically standing on the bar at this point, going, I came to kill and I cannot kill, so who will be joining me at my home in the Delta Ray Manor? Huh? Who shall I take home tonight?
So, having fought that guy and knowing that it was, having fought the individual at the assassin and having spent time at the Priory over the last few months and knowing now that it's the Priory guys that had the dagger, do I have an idea of who would be a good enough swordsman to
Letta, you're a monk yourself. You know a lot of the monks, because of the lifestyle that a lot of these monks live. A lot of them can take care of themselves in a scuffle if they need to.
Recognize this sword?
The sword?
That they're from the Priory. Would I have recognized the really nice sword that the assassin had?
No, you probably wouldn't have. That's definitely an item that you probably wouldn't normally pass through the Priory.
Okay. Huh. Interesting. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good.
Let Davos go back to trying to find a familiar name.
Davos does not try. Davos will succeed. It's just who is going to be lucky enough to join them.
Unfortunately, tonight the crowd isn't as lively. No one's really taking you up on the offer. Most people would rather...
What is this bullshit?
And then, Onesto starts to look towards the section of the tavern where he keeps certain workers of a certain kind. And I'd be glad to be of help service you, friend, if you need friends to bring home for the evening into the bed.
Sir, I should charge for the people that are lucky enough to find themselves in my thrall. I would never.
Hey, you can work for me. That's a thing. Hey, look, I just make sure you get a regular schedule. I handle all the business stuff of it. You just make money and get the fuck.
We should try this for tonight.
Hey, a man who knows his own skills. I respect that. Hey, that's why I let you kick the shit out of that hospitality the other day.
No, I will not be purchasing. I will be under your employ for the night.
Yeah, sure. Knock your socks off. Knock yourself out, sir. Just, you know how it goes. You're using my private... Just pay for the room, all right? I'd love to see you try. He kind of claps you on the shoulder, pours you a free drink, and slides it over to you.
That was just finds a chair, leans back, and like opens his shirt, and opens the coat a little bit, and waits.
All right. Well, Davos is off having fun trying a new profession. What is everyone else doing? You have this new information.
As we had sat down, I would have pointed out the mystic. Is that the right word for the card dealer that I saw at the table sitting by herself?
She's just kind of a regular woman. She's no one special like Madame Curia, if that's what you're wondering. She's just messing around with some playing cards, because tarot cards were also playing cards during this time period.
Oh, okay. Got it. I did not know that. Learned something new.
Hey, that's what this game's all about.
Davos.
Well, I did not expect for you to be my first client.
Oh boy. Oh, that's funny.
Letta, I must say, we have fought side by side, and we are warriors in battle together. So for you, you can get this for free.
I never pay either. And I'll lean forward. Everyone else seemed to be congratulatory except for one. I wonder. And I'll kind of tip my head in that woman's direction.
If you wanted me to use my wiles, you only had to ask. And Letta, now that the idea has crossed my mind, perhaps later.
As I stand a foot taller than he is, my goodness.
I do love to climb. All right, so he goes and he heads over. He heads over to the person that's not giving him attention.
All right. She just, she kind of just like, yeah, hi, can I help you?
I can't help but see that you're playing cards by yourself. Is this something that is not more fun with company?
You can sit if you want, I guess. I don't really care.
Then I shall sit. And he takes a seat. He kind of snaps for a drink.
And yes, someone brings you a drink, one of the many drinks you've already had bought for you.
Can I get you anything?
No, I'm okay. Thank you, though.
So, why does one come to a tavern, a place for social engagement, only to sit by themselves?
Oh, I work here usually. I'm a barmaid, but I like to play cards when I'm not working. It's kind of like the only place I really feel like I belong in town. You know what I'm saying?
I understand that. It feels nice to do what you're meant to do.
Yeah, you could say that. So I'm sorry for not throwing myself at you for admiration. Quite frankly, I don't understand the thrill of the violence, personally.
Well, I could explain, but I don't think that you want to know the thrill.
No, perhaps not. So why is it that you came over here to bother me? Besides the whole me not rooting for you?
Well, because you're the only one worth talking to. You're the only one whose conversation is not freely offered.
She kind of like finally looks over at you, kind of acknowledging your presence for the first time. Okay, I'll bite. Okay, maybe you're not just a big dumb brute like I thought you were at first.
Big, no. Brute, no. But I have my moments of idiocy.
Oh, yes, don't all men.
The difference between the wise and the foolish is being able to understand when one is being foolish. Am I being foolish in talking to you now?
That would depend what you are hoping to get out of this conversation.
I only wish to get what you're offering, what you're willing to give. currently conversation for one.
Okay. Or are you like the others and you just want to, have your fun and be off for the night? I know how all the types are. They speak the poetry, but we all know it was written by Da Vinci or one of the artists or something like that.
Wiser men than me for sure, and I would be lying if I said that there was not interest in the flesh, but it is not what has me in the seat.
I'm sorry, I thought I saw you walk in with someone. She was quite lovely looking.
Rosella is more of a counsel to me.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Counsel. Sure. I know your type.
If you know my type, then you know that I am more than happy to brag about conquest, but Rosella is not a conquest, and I don't believe ever will be.
Well, perhaps you are more honorable than I originally thought. Oh, well, this has been fun and all, but I am busy, and she just keeps flipping through the cards.
Well, I would be lying to you if I said that I did not have a ulterior motive for coming here as well.
And what's that? Did you lose something? Forget to get paid for your fight?
Oh no, I gave my winnings to a friend. Um, what I seek is information.
And she kind of leans closer. And what information would that be?
Information about rich and foolish people doing rich and foolish things.
She gets like a wicked grin on her face. Yes. And a lot of that happens here. I'm sure you're aware of that. A man such as yourself, people like us, that's all rich people do because they can afford to do rich and foolish, stupid things. See, that's the one part I do admire about the violence is you tossed your life aside as if you could afford to lose it. And it's mysterious. So what rich and foolish person are we talking about?
Yeah, I just want to see if this is okay with everybody. When he went to go have this conversation, could he have grabbed the dagger?
Sure. I mean, that's fine with me, unless it's not okay with the party.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Go for it.
Proceed.
All right. Then when she asked which rich and foolish people are we talking about, he would take the dagger out, do like a little knife spin, and just.
Oh, Francesca to Patsy. Yeah. Lost that thing last night, or the other night. They all blend together. Rich and foolish people doing rich and foolish things. Happens every night, doesn't it?
It does, but I do not believe that. I do not believe that the nights blur for someone as intelligent as you. I don't believe that this was lost. I believe that this was traded.
She kind of leans back. And if I do know the truth of this interaction, let's say, why should I tell you? What do you plan to do with it?
Because I have no love for the rich and I am on my way to make a lot of money.
Yes, but you see, many would argue that we need the order and stability, and what you're about to do is start a war in the streets that we do not need.
The foolish need to be led. The sheep need a shepherd, but you're no sheep.
No, you're right. Unfortunately, though, I've never had the wealth to be more than a lowly sheep. I couldn't even be one of the mangy dogs that keeps them in the pasture.
Well, I am a foolish man, As I told you when I first started to speak with you, and I am a foolish man that will come across quite a bit of money, and I often throw my life, and he looks at the cage, in danger.
Okay, well, the fact that you're working with, and she looks over towards Rosella, the fact you're working with the De Toro house, don't think I don't know faces, tells me that perhaps you'll be smarter with this information. And I like you. Yeah, there was a trade done. It was done with those fuckers and the weird, bizarre people from the Priory. I don't know what the business was, but it was definitely... It was a staged event, made to look like he lost the dagger in the game, but I heard what those monks from the Priory were saying after they were walking away. You see, she leans really close. Ernesto doesn't have me serve his patrons the way he would have most barmaids. I provide a different service for him. And she like smiles coyly and leans back. For there's power in knowledge and knowing what the rich and foolish do in their foolish hobbies in their free time.
The temptation of the flesh is harder to resist now because I must say your intellect is quite appealing.
Then it's not a temptation of the flesh, friend. Perhaps it's not the flesh that's tempting to you, but the sharp wit. And no, you see, the thing is you love things that you can't have. That's where the temptation really is. And she leans back, puts the leg over the other leg, and she kind of continues flipping through the cards, and she's like, off you go now. The birdie is sung. You've got what you came for. And I suggest when you do go to the Priory, stay quiet and keep your weapons sheathed.
And I will tell you this. Make sure that you have a weapon that is silvered and you keep close your signs of Jesus.
Thank you, friend. I will make sure. That isn't concerning omen. Perhaps one to be taken up with a local apothecary. Anyway, this has been... She kind of starts getting loud. This has been fun, Davos. Tell you what, I'll have to go back to that big house you were talking about, and we'll have to have a grand old time.
Yes, and once more, your name, please.
Luminosa Signorello. And she holds out the hand, waiting for you to, like, take it and kiss it. No, she knows she's got the power. She's got the power in this right now.
He leans on it like his eye, like he just keeps eye contact the whole time. Yeah, there's something to this because I do want what I cannot have. Well, always a pleasure.
And she just kind of like flips the hair as you walk away and just kind of acts all uninterested again.
He just goes over to Rosella and Letta, tosses the dagger back and goes, I need a drink. He doesn't give the information. He's bothered.
Looks like you enjoyed yourself.
He goes, not now, Rosella.
I'll just pass him my shitty wine that I have not drunk any of.
Oh, they gave you the good stuff. After taking that drink, he's just going, all right. And he gives all the information that he just got.
All right, feel free to synthesize that, my friends, and make a move.
Yep. So apparently we've got to go to some priory and we need to keep our weapons sheathed.
So diplomacy then.
No.
Unfortunately.
What time is it?
Let's see. The bank took a little bit. We're gonna say you're in the later stages of the afternoon. It wouldn't be an odd time to visit the Priory right now, but the weather isn't fantastic.
Okay. Isn't fantastic?
It's like overcast. It might rain. It's kind of had like, you can smell the tinge of like that tingy, earthy rain smell. Hasn't come just yet, but at any moment now.
Why don't we head home and leave the priory for another day?
I would much rather go and deal with this priory before we walk into the masquerade with the rich and treacherous. More information that we have there, the better.
I agree, Davos. The more time we can cut away our suspicions, the better.
Do we not have a whole day to do this, or is the priory a brunch affair?
This served as a smaller group activity. One or two of us should suffice.
Well,
Unless
who
you
do you think should go?
I mean, we can all attend if you wish to be members of the cloth.
I see.
I don't understand. I would never be a member of the cloth.
They would take away your weapons.
I would like to see them try.
See.
I don't know any one individual at the priory that could take you, Davos. But 10 or 15 would be sure hard to hold off. Even a man of your stature can be overwhelmed.
I hate Christians.
You make
So,
priory.
I was about to. I was like, okay.
he's getting in that mood.
Diplomacy comes. Wait.
So I've looked around since everyone wants to stay. I will have looked around the room to make sure no one's listening to us.
It doesn't look like everyone's kind of just around being like drunk and foolish.
Okay.
If I see Letta doing the look around to see if anybody's listening to us, Davos is immediately going to go. We are being listened to.
We are what?
We are being listened to.
Gotcha.
Shall we leave then?
I think we found ourselves elsewhere.
Not a bad idea.
So you kind of gather your things, gather yourselves, and you begin making your way out of the tavern. And you're back in the streets. It's, the clouds are starting to grow a little darker, looming a little more. Wind's kind of picking up a little bit. There's still people in the streets and whatnot because, well, they still got stuff they need to do, regardless of what the weather is.
Got it. Now that we're outside, I am a friend of this priory, and I will show them the patch on the inside of my jacket.
So, what is this priory? What is your goals? What do you do?
The monastery that I'm part of?
Mm-hmm.
The priory of the Lit Beacon is here for education.
They educate you in wielding halberds.
That is something that was a suggestion, and you see a faint smile come across her face. Of someone dear to me.
I should have known.
But mostly education. I never read more in my life than after I was brought into the fold. Again, at the suggestion of someone else, but here we are.
See.
So we have full access to the public parts of the priory. So if we would like to visit their library to see what they know, potentially see a book or two that isn't in the public library.
What are your thoughts on all this with the priory being involved?
Well, and I will walk us kind of towards the priory.
Yeah.
Right. I felt like we would just be
walk and talk.
And talk 2 for 1. I really haven't talked this much to anybody in years. The priory was a bit of an escape for me. So for me, it was reading and liberation and knowledge. This particular branch was also I'm less familiar. I've only known the prior for the time that I've been here, the time they've given me shelter in the city. Minus being a potentially creepy old man, and I'll give Rosella a nod to watch out. The Nothing untoward. I've sparred with some of the others doing exercises and being around, but mostly I've been left to my own devices, and I haven't taken much stock in the other members as I've been looking for my own information, which I've gotten no closer to. So that's different. But we can absolutely have a conversation with the prior here, and we can walk through the front gates like normal. If it's going to be all of us, I have a feeling that the prior may recognize some of our group's tendencies, but we'll be discreet about it. Not sure how it's us.
See, no, thank you. That's a lot to process. Does anyone else find it curious that Bianca would lie to all of us right then and there, and Juliana was there, Francesca was there, they're planning something?
I find a great many things curious.
True.
I'm not sure she was lying.
She might have told what she knew. The truth has many facets, depending on who tells it.
Her husband.
But you're not wrong. It's possible.
As a reminder, the Priory and Madame Curio had their own visitors the other evening, the same as we did.
And other than your word, what other proof do we have that this is true?
That the Prior was attacked, or that...
Yes.
True. I don't understand. Sorry, I'm in it.
No, it's okay. He's basically saying that other than you, what other proof do we have that there were other attacks that night?
Oh yeah, you didn't get to meet Madame Curio, did you?
No, and in fact, I think, and if you'll all forgive me for saying so, there are quite a few coincidences with this Priory and you, Lata, that I find disturbing.
As you should.
And you begin approaching the iron gates of the Priory and its stone walls. Monks do the monks who are standing guard at the gate recognize you, Letta, and they open the gate immediately, and they are like, "Oh, Sister Letta, you've returned. We weren't expecting you so soon."
I had a request for the library.
Oh.
Do you know if the Prior is in?
Oh, Father Gascoigne is in. Yes. You want me to go get him?
I think it would be more appropriate if we went to him.
Oh, yes. Well, he is always excited to see his wayward children return home.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I see you've brought friends. I hope you don't mind. We'll be keeping you company throughout your stay here. And I'm sure you can understand. Stepping up the security after the attack from the previous night.
I'm not sure what all happened, but I see those boards, and I'll point out where the Priory was attacked so that everyone else can kind of take their own look.
Yeah. Well, the chapel, still under repair. Rome wasn't fixed in a day, so... Oh, there's the Prior right now. And, he kind of, there's Gascoigne in his gray and red robes, hood up, and on top of the hood, he's got, the brimmed hat he wears, and he kind of approaches, just kind of stepping softly in the grass of the acreage that is this Priory. Ah, Sister Letta. I wasn't expecting your return so soon.
I wasn't expecting a request for knowledge so soon. These four would like to peruse our public pieces of the library.
Ah, yes, all right, yes. Well, These must be your new family members you told me about the other day. Some more, perhaps, wayward children to join our order. Minds were searching for answers. And he kind of looks at Ludovico pointedly.
That would be up to each of them. They are their own opinions and their own minds. I know that is valued here.
Yes, but I know a fellow seeker of knowledge when I see them, yes. You there, sir, what is your name? And he kind of is like looking at Ludovico.
I'll introduce them by level of interest, evidently. So this is, do you go by any title, or is it just Ludovico?
Just Ludovico de Nokia is fine.
That's right.
Ludovico. I am Father. Let's see, I have his name written down. Just one second. I had it written down. Where did it go?
Daddy, Papa Dad.
That doesn't matter. He's just gonna... I am Father Gascoigne. I am the prior of this here acreage, and I just cannot help but notice an aura about you that you carry. Yes. After all, Diletta, is it not that we get closer to God through knowledge of both heaven and hell?
Careful. You speak of auras, and I believe this is a form of heresy, Father.
Oh, yes, well, the church isn't exactly happy with some of the knowledge. They don't like our mantra that I speak, but we have an understanding, yes?
Tut tut, it looks like rain. Let's walk to the library and I'll introduce you to the rest of our family.
Ah, yes. Well, and he kind of starts walking with you, taking you inside into the monastery section of the priory, and he kind of leads you through the winding halls of the monastery, and you pass a bunch of monks who live there and study there, and he takes you into the public section of the library. Here's our library with the knowledge that we allow. That is, we do not keep secrets. Is there anything else you would require of me?
No, and I'll have introduced Enzo, Davos, and Rosella throughout that.
Ludovico's gonna flick his fingers through like the bindings of the books where he thinks he's gonna find what he's looking for, and I'm gonna wager that he's not gonna find what he's looking for.
Yeah, you're not finding what you're looking for.
Yeah.
These
No, go ahead. Sorry.
These will do us no good here, Letta. We need the books that are behind the wall, the curtain, as it were.
Oh, you want special books? Ludovico, Letta, come with me. I have something to show you.
He follows.
Do the other three want to join, or?
They are not permitted to join us. Their minds are not ready for the truth of heaven and hell.
That's fine with me, amigo.
I will be back shortly. Please,
I'm gonna
wait for me here.
And take a long look at Davos. Don't pick
Davos is like glaring. Like when he introduced himself as Davos Maestro de la Muerte Lenmore, and he just glared at the dude like he's chopping at the bit.
And Father Gascoigne is unbothered by your demeanor.
Wonderful.
Don't pick a fight while we're gone.
I will keep him in line.
Please.
Rosella is also exceedingly bitter that she cannot go further in the library. She's fucking pissed. She's ready to fight with Davos at this point, but...
Please do not think this is an act of malice. It's merely an act of judgment. For the Lord helps me understand the minds and hearts of his children. And Letta and Ludovico are the ones the Lord is telling me to speak to. Allow me to shine the beacon of knowledge for them. And if they share what I say to you is their discretion.
So I'm going to lean into the table a little farther, wherever we're leaving the three of them.
Yeah.
Away from the father.
I'll be back shortly. And I'll kind of usher the father away, taking
yeah,
the cue.
Yep.
We'll be able to have a conversation about what's in my boot and find you a rematch, Davos, if you can be patient.
Like the glare has now moved to you. Like he's just not saying a word.
And I'll follow the father.
So he guides you, he opens some doors, and you enter this weird section of the library. Letta, you've barely been back here, and it gets dark and weirdly dark in some of the corners, and you'd think they'd put some lights, but then he leads you through a few more doors, and you go outside, and he begins leading you across the lawn. And as he's doing so, Letta, I know we've been pretty secretive since you've arrived, but listen, I'm about to show you the truth. Remember how I told you we had visitors the other night?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they spoke to us, Letta. They spoke of his will for our priory.
I'll be glad to hear it.
Hmm?
I'll be glad to hear it.
Yes, and Ludovico's mind is probably more prepared for what you're about to witness. Letta, find resolve, not with the Lord here, but with yourself.
And I'll nod my head in understanding.
And as he's saying this, you're approaching the doors of the boarded up chapel. There's these two there's a whole group of thuggish looking monks standing outside of it, and they look at the prior. Are you two ready to learn the truth of what occurred the other night?
I think we must be.
Are you ready to learn the truth of heaven and hell, though?
I already turned one of these to ash.
And he smiles, and it's this creepy, crooked smile. Open the door. And they open the door to this chapel, and it's dark. And when they open the door, Ludovico, you instantly see it's glowing the sickly green energy within the chapel. So just a quick thing, didn't think we'd get this far tonight, but here we are. There's going to be some content warnings coming up here for some body horror. We got some blood, horror, dread, and a lot of satanic imagery. So yeah.
I was gonna say, can I get one scene with Rosella and Enzo?
Yes, sure. Okay, and right before they go into the chapel, we go back to our other unwittingly party members who don't know what's going on.
He's gonna go full conspiracy mode real quick.
Okay, let's hear it.
All right, pull out the red thread. Let's see.
All right. Does no one think that it is strange that this letter, she comes in and she tells us how we should handle Lenore's death. She tells us how we need to handle it. And then she's the one that found the dagger. No one else. The dagger that her own priory traded away to start a war.
Well, I mean, I suppose it is strange, but, correlation does not equal causation.
Don't. There's no coincidence, no. These Christians are playing a trick on us.
Well,
it does seem suspicious.
She never lets go of the dagger. It's always on her person.
This priory itself is muy loco. Yes.
She lets me hold the dagger. She lets Giuliano de Medici hold the dagger. I do believe she lets you hold the dagger for an extended period of time.
No, he's saying he doesn't let her keep the dagger, like
Oh,
she's keeping
oh.
it.
Got it.
Oh, she always takes it back. Oh, I see.
Okay. I was like, wait a second. That's just wrong.
This is real conspiracy shit.
Yeah, wait, hold on. We're going to the Flat Earther territory here. Hang on.
Emergency meeting. Emergency meeting. Let a vet. All right. So as Davos is like going off the rails,
yeah, he's just going crazy,
Dale Gribble style, just going off the rails. So again, these content warnings. It's gonna get metal as fuck. It's gonna get bloody. It's gonna get violent. It's gonna be satanic, occult, horrific. Maybe a wee bit of like reference to torture there, but so anyway. You walk inside to the chapel and the doors close behind you. And inside the chapel, it's a chaotic array. But the first thing that hits you, it hits you like a wall, a stench of wet dog smell and animal droppings. And then the metallic taste of iron hangs in the air, coalescing in this miasma of what smells like the dirtiest pigeon or quail keeper's hutch ever. This place is in a chaos. Pews are not lined up straight, and various holy books and church objects are cluttered onto the floor. Tapestries are ripped off the stone walls, and the stained glass windows, like even like those, there's the boards on the outside. They've been painted over in this like this dark black ? Thick paint. The sunlight streams in, what little bit of it comes in, streams in a crimson color, adding a strange and uncomfortable tint to the greenish glow in this room. A wheeling shelf for books is shoved next to the fountain that would normally house holy water. But when you look in, the thick sloshing is being caused as red blood spills out of this fountain. Your footsteps echo against the stones, and you hear the chirping of bats coming from the rafters up above. Monks in red and gray robes and hoods stand over large bowls mixing blood within. Pentagrams and other magical symbols are painted on the walls in an ink that grows that sickly green. Ludovico, you'll recognize this as witchstone. Footsteps echo in here, as does the drips that come from the horrifying spectacle that assaults your vision. A massive 30 to 40 foot tall cross stands behind the altar. In most churches, this would be a glorious reminder of the sacrifice that Jesus had made for all of your sins. But instead, perhaps you see the most nightmarish and heretical thing anyone can imagine. Crucified to this giant cross is a large, unflinching bat demon. It has horns that curl behind its head and tendrils that run down the back of its hide. It has large wings that are spread out due to the pose that it's in, and blood drips down from the wounds in its winged arms and feet, and is collected in those large bowls the monks are mixing in down below. This cross, then, is held aloft by chains, shoddily added to the cross to add support to it. The altar it looms over has more magical symbols written in the glowing green ink surrounding it, and stacks of books lay on the altar, some of them open. Only candles provide at the other light in this darkened chapel. And that's the sight that you see as you look over to Father Gascoigne, who's just kind of grinning wickedly. Isn't it beautiful? We are crafting an army to retake Rome. And that is where we will end tonight's session of Bloody Portrait.
Thanks, I hate it.
Damn it.
Awesome. Sick.
Oh, thanks for the
This
raid
is
dice, Priory. Perfect timing there for like the super
fine.
super
That's
like
intense.
grotesque. Whew.
Oops.
Rated us. Thank you, Raiders.
Thank
you for
you,
the raid.
Raiders.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, that was graphic for you to come in on. I'm so sorry.
One sec, y'all.
Chat, so it's okay.
Oh,
Hopefully-
thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, that was whew. Thanks, Doom. You really helped me with my descriptions of hell and shit. I owe you one. So anyway, we're gonna go around really quick, talk about who we are, what we do, where you can find us, and we will be on our way. Thank you everyone for joining us for tonight's session of Bloody Portrait. Be sure to check out our sponsors. We've recently picked up Artesian Build. They make sick gaming rigs. If you use code PUDDINS when you check out, you can get up to $100 off your PC purchase. And as of today, we just announced it earlier, due to the wondrous shenanigans that is Madame Curio's Bizarre Bazaar, Pelgrane Press is now, we are an official 13th Age independent broadcaster. So that's exciting. That's brand new today, as of today. So woohoo! Thank you so much. Noir, you want to start us off and tell us who you are and where we can find you?
Hello, I'm Noir. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch as the Noir Enigma. Tomorrow morning you can find me over on Critical Misses doing morning ritual. Our guest is gonna be Wasa. On Sunday it's gonna be a long one. You can find me in the morning on my channel with Dungeons of Deep Dish. My guest is gonna be Nuance from Fast Times at D&D High. And then I'll be at Roll20 Con playing Burn Bright with some really awesome peeps. One of those awesome peeps being Chromatic Chimera's very own Sam. So I'm very excited about that. We also got James Introcaso. I always mess his name up. And Kelly the Opera Geek, so that'll be fun. And then that evening, you can catch me over on Critical Misses again for Second City Saviors, our mask game set in my home world of Second City. The Second City, which is Chicago. And finally, you can see me and Bright play a game of Uno. And there's some interesting wagers on the line, so come check that out. That'll be fun.
Nice. Chris, who are you? Where can we find you? What do you do?
Hi, I'm Chris, or Bright Dystopia. Oh, you know what? Let me set the mood. Hold on. I'm Chris, or Bright Dystopia. You can find me on my channel under the same name. I will be streaming tomorrow morning for Saturday morning cartoons. Sunday, I'm going to be with, is it Sunday that we're doing it, Noir? Sunday?
Yeah, I think it's Sunday we're doing it. Well, Ultimate
Sunday.
Uno match.
So Sunday will be happening after a quick RP Phasmo and a game of Uno that will settle a dispute between me and Noir that has been a long time coming, and he fucking deserves it. And
I can't wait to see you slow dance to Hamilton Polka. Just give that pillow a lap dance.
On Wednesday, you will then find me playing Among Us with a full party, including people like With a Brick, Jacob Grimoire, Brianna Flame, all wonderful people.
Noir Enigma?
Are you playing this time, Noir?
Yeah.
Oh, Noir is in it. So you can catch him because we're going to be holding hands literally this whole week. Except when he leaves me to go play TTRPGs, and then we're going to be playing video games like best friends. And then Fridays, you can catch me here once again. Yeah, that's me. Hi,
Nice.
welcome.
Liz, who are you? Wait, oh shit, I'm muted. Liz!
You're muted, fool.
Where can we find you? Who are you?
I'm evidently the baddie. Find out next week. You'll find out next week if I'm really the baddie or not. Oh no, I was unprepared for this. Liz, you can find me at No One You Know Backwards on all the socials, Twitter, Instagram, etc. I am here Fridays. You can find me on Wednesdays right now over at Dice Priori, which is my normal home. And then I also run community theater for Dice Priori. So you can go, we just filled in the casting calls for the next 5 or 6 months. I've got them all up. So if you want to play a one-shot in a new system, in a system you recognize, but you want to go play a one-shot and learn with a new group of people, come join us. Sign up. Those casting calls will close about a week before the scheduled date that's on there and advertised. Oh my goodness, a hype train. There's so much happening. And I think that's me. So community theater over at Dice Priori. You can find us on Wednesdays trying out new systems for our Ghost in the Machine and Tales of the Gashari. I'm currently playing a spooky ghost druid. And then back here on Friday playing Letta. And I think we've got a masquerade, so Letta might dress like a pretty woman next week. So we'll see. We'll find out. That's all I've got.
Awesome. Mike.
Hey guys, I'm Mike. You can find me on Twitter at Mike Melody. or my Instagram at DM_Jitterbelly. I roll with my friends on the weekends on Just Roll with the Game Group. Play various TTRPGs, board games, and tabletop war games. Check us out on Sundays for our main campaigns at noon on twitch.tv/JoeDirt. Thanks.
Nice. And Kate.
Hey, everybody. Oh, God. Excuse me. Hi, I'm Kate, and I play Rosella. When I'm not here, you can find me still here every other Wednesday playing Agora's Bells. I play with Alex. He's great. His character's name is King Jax, and mine is Saren, and they're friends-ish. When I am not here, you can find me on Run One Crit Wonder, where I play in a Star Trek RPG called Flight of Icarus. We will be playing next week. I'm very excited about it. And then where else can you find me? You can find me on Twitter at KatesD8s. I yell about a lot of things, politics, my dog, mostly my dog. And I'm excited to dress up in another very pretty dress next week.
Woohoo! And finally, I am Alex, aka Mr. Puddins. You can find me on Twitter there, where I talk about RPGs a lot, and I'm usually pretty interactive with people on there. So it's a good time. You should jump in our Discord. I actually spend more time hanging out in there and talking about these games there. Catch us tomorrow with another mystery type game, Mysteries of the Mojave, which is a Monster of the Week campaign centered around the Mojave Desert in Nevada, and that is going to be at 2:31:30 p.m. EST. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Look at this hype train. I gotta keep talking. Jesus Christ. All right, so anyway, what do we think, folks? Like, what do we think of that session?
Oh my God.
I dug it. And also, I'm sorry, Letta.
I peed a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be straight up with you. There's a little bit of pee and a little bit of poop in my pants right now.
That's what I was going for.
Just a little bit.
Told the prior that I turned him into ash. Shit.
Well,
Next week's gonna be really interesting. Anna's gonna come back and be like, "What the fuck happened?"
Oh my goodness.
listen, she gets to know how Enzo and I felt when we came back.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, the fuck?
And Anna, for when you watch the VOD, we missed you.
Yeah, we missed you.
Oh my
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm just glad that I don't have to protect Giovanna from whatever is about to happen. Because, like, Ludovico can take care of himself for the most part, and, like, I know Letta will be okay, but, like, I don't have to protect, like, little...
What gives you the impression that Ludovico can take care of himself? Was it when he almost died rolling around on the ground with vampires in the last combat we have? Or is it the fact that he's basically building an army to shield him from the world around him by collecting signatures in his book? I'm curious.
Wait, what's your chaos
full
at,
death
right?
note. It's fine.
Right now it's 2 ranks.
Yeah, we're gonna talk some more between sessions, because it's not gonna just be seen in the dark anymore now. Also, we're gonna next time we're gonna resolve what seeing that does to both your poor mortal brains.
I gotta say, like, Davos already has a really bad, like, he just hates Christians, and this whole thing is validating everything he feels.
Well, and I keep trying to tell Davos, like, you just assume these are Christians. What are you assuming that for? That is a poor assumption.
Church and robes, that's enough. He's a simple man.
Simple pleasures, simple minds.
That was fun. I really enjoyed the social like mechanics. Those were really cool.
That was so much fun.
Loved it.
And I think our hype train's coming down now. Well, thank you for chatting with me. Thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you, Dice Priory, for the raid. It's you who caused the hype train. Don't let anyone kid you. Anyway, we're gonna go raid our friends over at Critical Misses. And what's up?
Also, want to give a shout out to Utopia. We saw your raid.
Oh, they raided too. I'm so sorry. I missed that. I was wondering where we jumped up from. Thank you so much, Utopia. I'm so sorry. I did not see that.
Nah, I got you.
I was like reading. I had a pre-written description, and I was not looking at chat.
Oh, we're going to Critical Misses. Good.
Yes.
I come in to bully.
Yes. Oh, also #noir rented when we
No,
raid.
no,
Hashtag noir rented.
Noir